All right. Checking, 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 checking. Okay. Artisan is still over at Dr. Johnson's link over on his stream, um, over on his streamcast. So we're gonna wait for him to get off and wait for the Artisan to join us. We're trying to do a what I call a streamathon. I think that's what they call it, a streamathon. We're trying to link channels up together so we can actually get support for Artisan's comic book shop. Which I told him it's not really just his, it's ours, and uh, and just as he's responsible for its success or failure, so are we. So I want to try to drum up some kind of support so we can actually save the shop. We have a lot to do and a little time to do it in, and I know if we can get enough people to get on board, we can get it done. Um, or at least make a pretty good faith attempt at it. So as soon as he gets finished, because they're just finishing up, they're probably running a little bit long. Um, I invited him. He'll come. He'll probably come over. He can explain exactly what needs to go down. Um, because we just found out about it was Sunday. I think he announced it that the shop may be closing. And then I was talking to Dr. Johnson's last night and he said, well, maybe we should do something. I said, how can we rally some kind of support? And I said, in the old days, in the MGTOW days, you used to do what they call a streamathon, right? We can't do it 24 hours because we don't have enough coordination to actually link all the channels together. But what they would do is they would actually do an hour, do a couple hours, and then they would throw it off to the next content creator. And they would go round and round and round, for a whole day and drumming up, whatever kind of conversation or support they needed to drum up. So I came up with the idea. Maybe it'll be successful, maybe it won't, but thing is, we're going to try. Is he online? Dr. Johnson's online with him right now. But yeah, I think stand-up comics, stand-up comics charity stream. Well, you know what? Hey, I ain't, like Otis Redding said, I ain't too proud to beg. Okay. The thing is that, I told him that you know, because last time we had a heart-to-heart talk, I told him, win, lose, or draw, man. Um, we're proud of you because it takes guts to actually take on this endeavor. Because comic book shops are not a black man's enterprise, and having the guts to go into that lion's den, man, and try to make something of it, you know, it takes a lot of courage. So win, lose, or draw, man, you gotta tip your hat to the brother. So regardless of how this turns out, man, whether he keeps the shop or if the shop goes under, man, hey, you know, um, he gave it a good try. And the thing is that um, what should have happened is that we should have given him a lot more support. There's enough of us. There's enough money in this sector. Even though it's a black male sector, and they say there's no money there. There's enough money to keep a shop going. There's enough geeks in comic book heads in this sector to keep his shop going. And I personally don't believe I did enough to help him. Yeah. Well, the thing is that you know um, the brick and mortar model is dying anyway. Okay, and the thing is, so we have to find another avenue, in my opinion. Okay, you got to make the shop a destination, yeah, and the idea of a shop a destination. More than just some place to do business. It's got to be an idea. It's got to hold some kind of meaning. And for me, as a black man owning a comic shop, the idea of that kind of presence, man, is what I wanted. One of us actually doing something. Actually, putting his balls on the table and actually doing something, man. So, but in the meantime, until he shows up and I'm here, okay, and this is my my baton until he gets here. Um, you guys are welcome to ask me any kind of questions that you want to. So we can do an AMA or whatever it is that you want to do until Artisan shows up. So anything you guys want to ask, anything I've done, anything that's out there, go ahead and shoot. We got 53 watching, and go ahead and hit the likes. And if you guys got questions or comments or something like that, go ahead and shoot. Said hope it works out for him. Here's an idea. Ask him if it's possible, since he sells comics and games for old systems. Oh, collectors enjoy quality shop. Yeah, okay, we can put that in there. What's up, Toya? So if you guys got questions or something like that, go ahead and holler. I just give my thoughts on it, man. A lot of the stuff, especially in this segment, in this, how can I say, manosphere, we actually going to change the name to to something else, because the Black Manosphere seems to be seems to be copyrighted, and since we're gonna have to change the name. Okay. Said North Philadelphia here, 50 World. Love the content for the culture and algorithms. Salute. And I heard that. Yeah, retro gaming is hot, but the thing is, how do you market? Have I seen Obi-Wan? Yes, I have. Yes, I have seen Obi-Wan, and I am disappointed. I am really disappointed. It's I don't I like Star Wars. Star Wars can get kind of wonky sometimes, depending on what it is, because I understand that Star Wars is actually written for young men between the ages of maybe 9 and maybe 21. So there's going to be a little gamer in there someplace. And so it's not going to be, because I'm originally a science fiction fan. That's a much more serious context. Has to be more real, right? But I understand it's Star Wars. But I'm kind of allergic to bad writing and bad plots, and I'm hearing that they're trying to. So I don't know exactly what Trudeau did, because I don't know how Canadian politics actually works. So I understand some of it, but I don't understand all of it. But I heard that Trudeau tried to restrict some handguns. So I don't know why or what. I just heard about it. I just briefly heard about it. So I don't know all the details of it. But as far as Obi-Wan is concerned, I'm allergic to bad writing. Okay. And bad plots. And the plots on Obi-Wan was hard, especially since I read the book, about Obi-Wan Kenobi, and um, plan was for the twins. That's why they split the twins up. They knew that Darth Vader was going to come looking for his children eventually, right? So they had to hide them. They couldn't put them together. So one went to Caladan, and one went to, you know, one went back to Tatooine, where they thought that nobody would look for him. Okay, so he sent Luke back to his mother's family. Like Shmi was a slave, but Shmi got married, and then Shmi's husband's uncle was Owen. So the last place they would actually look for, um, that he would actually look for his son, is on Tatooine. And Obi-Wan's actually whole um, mission was to look after and make sure that one, that the child grows up safely, and two, that Vader doesn't get hold of the child, or either one of the children. So that was the whole thing. And what Jimmy Smith, what's his name, it did by coming to the planet and begging for Leia, is actually put the whole enterprise, the whole mission in jeopardy. Because what if somebody follows him? What if somebody knows that he's there? Okay, and what if they try to find out why Obi-Wan is actually there within viewing distance of this kid? He puts the whole plan in jeopardy, which didn't make sense. Esoteric mind, what's going on? We're just waiting on Artisan because we're trying to do a. There he is. Okay, there's the mix master.
What's going on, BGS?
Hey, there's the mix master. They were just asking me about Obi-Wan, and I was just telling them that I'm allergic to bad plots, and I was telling. And I was telling him because I read the book. I read the book about Obi-Wan, right? And the whole, which in continuity doesn't make sense for what's his name to actually visit Tatooine, right? That's the last place he's supposed to be because you're going to draw attention to the last place that Darth Vader's supposed to look for his child. He knows he's got children, he just doesn't know where they are. Okay, so that's why they split him up in the first place. Okay, put in places where Darth Vader will not look for his children.
I don't think Darth Vader doesn't know he has kids. I think that was in episode 3 when Padme died and they show her funeral. That's why they put that padding in her belly to make her look like she was still pregnant. He doesn't know he has any living children. He doesn't. And he didn't know that they were going to be twins. He just felt a child, right?
Yeah.
So he doesn't know that. He knows Obi-Wan's ass is alive though. And he
yeah. Well, I'm saying he does. But the thing is, if he finds Obi-Wan, he's going to find Luke.
Yeah, he would find Luke.
Yeah.
He found Obi-Wan on Tatooine. He would eventually come to find Luke. He would start searching Tatooine because there was a reason that he was hiding.
Obi-Wan was there. Yeah. You find Luke, and the whole reason that this whole enterprise is because those are two Force children. So they're trying to hide that kind of, they don't want that kind of power to fall to the Sith. So that's how come Yoda devised his plan, split the kids up.
Yep.
So basically, it puts both children in jeopardy by him visiting the planet. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I was cutting.
I was going to say that that was the whole thing. That's why it didn't, in continuity, it didn't make sense. I know why they did it, because they wanted to spice up the plot by giving him a mission. Like basically turning him into a Mandalorian. Okay. If you know what, if you got and even the Inquisitor was pissed. I said, wait a minute, you kidnapped a senator's kid?
Yeah, because that was outside of the pale. That was out of line.
It was out of line. Yeah.
Because you have to think about it. At this point in time, the Empire is the Senate.
Yeah.
It is the Senate. So those are people that are actually working for them. They don't know that Bail Organa is, part of this rebel shit, but he's working for them. So that still messes up the works for what's going on in the Senate and whatnot. Even though they have an empire, even though Palpatine is, sitting as the Supreme Chancellor, it's still messing up the works. You can't be doing that shit.
Yeah.
You can go out here and kill all these Jedis, but that's your mandate. You ain't supposed to be out here just kidnapping kids and stuff like that. What the hell?
Yeah, that's why the whole plot made no sense. And that who this child is, and she's not watched 24/7. I don't care where she goes.
Yeah, she should be as a princess,
right,
in a castle that you're trying to keep hidden from people, but everybody else pretty much knows that you have this child now. She shouldn't be going anywhere without a guard. At least one.
Yeah.
At least one. And the way she runs, she shouldn't be slipping anybody's, grasp or, being able to get away from anybody. So I don't understand that part. Once you pointed it out, it was like, it was too blaring not to see. Like, yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. I can't apologize for that. Like,
how the hell do they slip past the guards? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And these are just mercenaries. These are not commandos with all kind of resources. Okay. How did they slip past her? How did he get her off the planet?
Yeah, no kidding. It's like they have no security on Alderaan. No wonder they got blown up. Like, dude. Like, bro, you gotta get some better security. You got 10-year-olds and the smugglers just getting away from you.
But Obi-Wan can go to the planet, find them, find out where they are, and get her out by himself.
Yeah. Yeah, that planet is supposed to be the scum and villainy planet, so he had a better chance getting her out of there than they had an easier time getting her off of Alderaan than he was having getting out of the scum and villainy part, where you're
Yeah,
supposed to be able to just come and go as you please and not be detected. Like,
yeah.
okay, like all right, Deb, make me eat a whole bunch of fucking crow. I was like, okay, she did all right on Mandalorian. We'll see what's happening. I'm like, this 2 episodes in, bitch. She making me look stupid.
Yeah, well, she did all right in Mandalorian, but the thing is, she was supervised.
Yeah, yeah. This was all her. So it's like I'm still thinking I'm getting the vibes because I was watching her on Celebration. I think she a lesbian. I think she a
Yeah,
low key lesbian
she
and
probably
just
is.
trying to hide it. So that's why some of this feminism stuff is coming out. It's like, well, it don't matter.
Eh,
It's like, just
yeah,
tell a good story. Just tell
just
a good story.
tell a good story. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
let's
all.
just please tell a good story because if the whole story is focused on Reva, I'm not watching that. That's not going to be interesting at all to me. I don't care what you say the backstory is. I don't give a fuck. I'm not looking for this mean ass bitch for fucking 8 episodes. I'm not. I'm not looking for that. Or excuse me, 6 episodes. No, I'm not interested. It's 2 episodes. You already burned 2 episodes already. I got another one coming. What tonight? Um, no,
Well, you only have 6 episodes. You don't have time to tell 3 or 4 backstories. You don't have that kind of time.
no. You don't
You,
need to be telling two different stories. Why would I tune in to Kenobi to see the
mhm,
Reva story?
yeah, yeah,
Just do a Reva show and you see how that will work. No,
yeah.
man, I'm tuning
Well,
in for the Kenobi show.
because the Rever wouldn't sell. So
Exactly, and that's my problem with this stuff. Is like it wouldn't sell. Otherwise, you would have did your own show with just that.
yeah, because
So you just gonna wrap it in Kenobi?
if we just drop in 10 years later, well, what has he been doing for 10 years? I mean, you could have done a backstory on what he's been doing for the 10 years.
Yeah, that's the story I want to see. That's that's the story I want to see. I
I
want to
mean,
see what he's been dealing with for the last 10 years.
yeah, but it's in a book. I mean, I read the book about what when he landed and what he had to how he established himself. Well, this is
Mhm.
after the book, okay, after the
Right.
10 years. Yeah, so you just drop him in 10 years later, and you don't give any kind of context of how he got there, how he established himself, nothing. Just drop him
No.
in and then start telling everybody else's story.
Yeah, it's like I don't know.
I mean,
It's I liked some of the things I saw with Kenobi, and I think that's what most people that I'm hearing are really okay with. They're okay with Ewan McGregor,
hmm
right? They're okay with Obi-Wan and seeing how Obi-Wan's life has changed from where he was to where he is now.
hmm
Everybody's okay with that. Reva is the problem, and then young Princess Leia, is a little bit of the problem,
it's a
right?
distraction. Yeah.
It's a distraction because it's not part of the main story, which you would be interested in, which is how is Obi-Wan dealing right now? How does his interaction with Luke Skywalker happen? Since he just watching him from afar, like an absentee daddy, just sending gifts and can't come to the house. I'm
Right.
like, okay, so that's kind of fucked up. But all the rest of this stuff, I can get with Obi-Wan leaving the planet for something major,
hmm
just to pick up a kid that somebody else could have picked up.
Yeah.
No, that that didn't rise to the occasion for me. I thought it was kind of messed up that everybody was giving Obi-Wan shit. I do like the idea of him being the old gunslinger in a sense that's out of practice, the
hmm
old samurai out of practice. So I'm getting beat up a little bit when I'm out here doing this shit. Okay, I can vibe with that. But some of this other stuff is like, okay, there's a 10% that I'm not gonna like. You know,
But I knew they were going to ask me about Kenobi. I said, you know what? Hopefully the rest of the series is better. But these 2 episodes kind of laid an egg for me.
man, you Kenobi of the space.
You know what? I was telling Doc
No.
right at the end is which was at the very least we could have got a lightsaber fight between Kenobi and Revan. That's what it's building up to.
It's building up to that, but I was fine with not seeing Obi-Wan use his lightsaber at all. One of the things that I think people miss a lot with the Jedi is that the Jedi are not just trained in lightsaber combat. That's one form of it.
Mm-hmm.
But if you know about the lightsaber combat is based on martial arts.
Mm-hmm.
So they should be able to fight without the lightsaber. But in the movies, the lightsaber is exciting because as soon as you got a lightsaber on their hip, everybody's waiting for that damn
Before they
thing to
come out,
ignite.
yeah,
Yeah, you waiting. I
yeah,
want to see the sword come out. Like
yeah.
they can actually do some other stuff. So I like him not right away doing that.
Yeah.
Because it shows how ridiculous Rey was being able to use a lightsaber off the bat, just seeing it for the first time. It shows how ridiculous that is. Even Obi-Wan Kenobi, a Jedi master,
mm-hmm.
is not grabbing his lightsaber up right away after like 10 years of not using it. He's not just grabbing it right away. It's not coming that easy. He knows his skills are rusty, in a sense. He's been training at that shit longer than Rey was actually alive. So Rey picking up a lightsaber in that Force Awakens shows you how ridiculous that shit
was. Ridiculous, yeah.
Like,
Against
cut your arm off, kid.
Against a Sith master that stops blaster bolts in midair.
She should have never been in a fight with him and lasted longer than 2 seconds.
No.
Only fight she should have had with Kylo Ren was in her sleeping quarters.
Yeah.
That's the only fight she could have won with Kylo Ren. There was no way in hell she was ever supposed to lay a hand on him. And somebody mentioned that on my stream Sunday about how, I think it was Beastly Nerd, was talking about, yeah, she didn't lose anything. I said, yeah, Dr. Tia-san pointed that point out too. But you notice that the only person that got scarred in that fight was Kylo Ren.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, that should have never happened.
No.
He is trained.
No, he should have. He
is way too trained for you to actually lay.
He should have taken a lightsaber out of her hand just by by the force.
No shit. You're not dragging her across that snowy field by a force choke.
Yeah.
Like, no, dude, he was way too trained for that. Even if you say he was a young, his training wasn't completed when he left his uncle, he was still trained by his uncle. And then he wasn't trained by nobody. And then did you learn how to fight with a lightsaber on a sand planet?
Well, then then Snoke is a Sith.
And Snoke is a Sith. And as they showed, Snoke was pretty much Palpatine. So there ain't no fucking way in hell she should have been able to do anything to him but die.
Yeah.
Or try feminine wiles or something. I don't know. Tell him not to hold her hand. No, that shouldn't have went down like that. But okay, you trying to make 3 movies out of this and not 1.5 where he cut her in half. Okay.
Well, she should have did what Luke did. Okay, Luke got he ran twice in two movies from Darth Vader.
Yeah,
he ran
because he wasn't supposed to fight him in the first movie. You're never supposed to fight the main villain in the first fucking movie. Why would you? And if you do fight the main villain in the first movie, you should get your ass kicked. So you get to come back again. Like, okay, let's try it again, round 2.
I barely escaped.
She cannot fall.
I barely escaped. So I'll
barely escaped.
But the funniest thing, man, with the end of the second episode, right? Okay, she stabs dude, right, and then it allows Obi-Wan and Leia to get away, right, on the ship, right, and she's standing on the platform with her shaking her fist, right, and I said it would been classic if she says, "Curses, foiled again."
Yeah, that's goofy shit.
I'll get you next time.
Yeah, that was children's television right there. Next time, Gadget. Next time.
That's what she should have said. You might as well, man.
Yeah, going everywhere else. Yeah, let's have that comical ending like that. Like,
yeah, might as well. Yeah, the geeks would have got it. They would have felt like, okay, we get it now.
It would have gave them a pass on that damn ending.
Yeah,
we just laughed and went on with it. Like, yeah, okay,
okay,
all right, whatever.
That fits. That fits.
Yeah, kind of funny. That's what I would have said. But the other stuff, I'm not liking the overly masculine chick. I just don't do it. I don't mind a woman that is tough, and understand. I use the difference. I use the word specifically. There's a difference between a tough woman and a strong chick. There's a difference, dude. I don't need the strong chick in the show.
I think in what was the name with the not the Mandalorian? What's his name?
Boba Fett.
Boba Fett, right? Now the chick in Boba Fett, She was,
Finney.
yeah,
Yeah,
Finney. That's about right. Okay.
yeah.
She wasn't overly masculine. Okay. She got a little bit of feminine in her, but thinks she's tough. She's skilled.
Hmm.
She's tough. She knows what she's doing. She
She's
does.
skilled, got a little swagger. Yeah,
Yeah, got a little swagger, and she doesn't overuse it.
right. She back down when she need to. She speak up when she need to. Like, nah, Boba, this will be problems if we go in there like
If we
that.
go in there, right? Yeah. And when she need to take care of business, okay, she's
She
deadly.
get it in and she on some sneak shit. Yeah,
Yeah.
because she ain't a frontline fighter like that. She a sniper. It worked. This chick, she taking hands and everything else. Like, this is the first time I seen a woman lose a hand and they didn't have a lightsaber in it,
No, it had to be another
which
woman.
should have had a lightsaber. Yeah, but this
Yeah.
is how they pay that back. Ray not getting messed up in 3 movies. They
Mhm.
pay it off with some white lady getting her hand cut off.
And then at the end of the second episode, you backstab your boss.
Yeah, it's like, he's not dead, but okay, why would you even do that? That means you're gonna get killed.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It seemed like some goofy shit because canon wise, we already know that the Grand Inquisitor doesn't die at this moment. He dies later. So why'd you even put that in there? So you can have him get up off the ground and say, "You bitch, you will pay for this."
You pay for this, basically. Yeah.
Yeah,
Curses.
curses, the backstab.
Backstab.
He should have sensed that in the force. I don't know what the hell his problem was, but what the hell, dude?
Why would she do it?
But
Why would she do it in the first place? What is she trying? She wants clout. She wants recognition, but stab your boss in the back.
yeah,
That's kind of like a
did
career killer.
you think she get a promotion?
Yeah.
I guess that's one way to do it. She Me Too'd his ass, huh? Hoping for that bigger office. Like, it was stupid, but I will say that the speeches that he was giving her, the lines that he was saying to her, dude, that was some white supremacy shit.
Yeah, it
I'm
was.
just telling you, that is like some undercurrent in your face undercurrent shit. Like, there is no way to read that other. For me, there's no other way to read that. That's white supremacy talking to a black woman straight up,
Yeah, I think
straight up from the gutter.
that's why they
If
played
you
it
had
that
it,
way.
we wouldn't even be caring about you. So play your role and shut up. Like, God damn, dude,
Well,
is that not
that
Zaddy just checking her out?
it was Daddy checking her ass, and
That was a Zaddy check, boy.
and that's why he got stabbed in the back.
Yeah,
I'll show
channeling
you.
channeling the force of Zaddy through that.
Yeah. The color purple in Gold Star Wars.
The force is purple. Yeah.
Force is purple. I read that.
Purple for that. Like, oh my God, he just told her flat out, and I'm like, wow, that's a bold line. Said
Yeah.
that to her sister, and she took it.
Yeah, which is the same thing basically with the classism that with Leia. Same kind of theme with her older cousin. You're not one of us.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
You're not one of us.
You're not
Barely
organic.
had a skill.
Hmm.
Yeah, Dar art imitating life, or the bad art imitating bad life.
That's true.
I'm sorry, I was looking for something. I was fine. It was just 2 episodes of this, so it's all right. But it's gonna have to. It would have to turn around a lot.
Yeah, it's got
Got to turn around a lot.
Got to give us something. Got to give us
And I
something.
don't think they about to drop the whole Kid Leia story, because if I have to see that little girl running again, I'm gonna just start going in on her. I'm just gonna start going in on her.
I,
As bad as I can.
I don't believe you're a Jedi, so I'm gonna run, even though I've been kidnapped on a strange planet. That's just weird, man. You've been kidnapped, dragged off. You've had a hood over your head for a couple days, and when you release, you want to go shopping. Okay.
Yeah, you got the black bag treatment, like,
Yeah.
and now you're just picking up shit like, chick, we got to pay for this. What the hell's wrong with you?
We got to get out of here. Okay, we got to get off this planet.
Every dude that I've seen that said they would have smacked the shit out of a little kid.
Yes.
Later. It's probably a father like, oh, hell no, what you touching this stuff for? Stop touching shit. Put your hands in your pocket and walk to this shuttle.
Yeah,
get out of here.
Even older Princess Leia would have been scared shitless. Let's get off this planet first.
Mm-hmm.
Before we start.
Yeah, focus on what's important. Let's get out of here first.
Let's get out of first.
Then you can think about coming back later with your adopted daddy to go shopping. How about that?
I just got kidnapped. I've just been, saved by a Jedi. But this is a cool planet.
Yeah.
I don't want to
Real
go
cool.
home.
Yeah, real cool. Yeah, that pissed me off. That whole thing with that little girl running and stuff like that, and getting him into a whole firefight
Hmm.
where you see Obi-Wan using a pistol. Like, I'd have just shot her in the ass.
Wounded her.
You should have just wounded her, grazed her leg or something, just so
Something.
she'd stop running all over the place, getting you in the shit. Because it's like, God damn it, dude, you gonna get this man killed. He came all this way, left your brother that you don't know about, your twin brother, alone on the planet to get picked off by anybody
Yeah.
riding a dune sea. Like,
Yeah. Let me
you
respond to
over
something
here
real quick. Let me
acting
respond to
so
something real quick.
uncivilized.
Let me respond to something real quick. X, I just did a video uh talking about FD signifier, and I did do a response. Doctor, if the PhDs want to do a response, that's fine. But I just did one. It's about an hour long. It's my latest video.
Yeah, it's a good video too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that I've got
Pointed out
that.
some good shit. I'm like, ooh, right, BGS. You sure
Yeah,
you
I
ain't
got.
got that degree? Ooh,
Oh
that's
yeah,
like
I got.
catalyst is kicking
I
in,
got.
boy.
I got some of the feminists, male feminists out there hunting for my. He actually responded. Actually
I bet he
responded.
did.
Well,
He
he
couldn't
didn't.
resist.
He didn't. Well, you know what he actually said? What his complaint was? How come you didn't use your own thumbnail?
Shut up, nigga.
I'm serious. That's
Come
what he
on, man.
said. I'm
Come on,
serious.
man. How
He's
come you
he
didn't use your own
he says
thumbnail?
criticism is cool, but how come how come you didn't use your own thumbnail? I said I was too lazy. I put in too much work, and he feel like
Yeah, you should tell him I put in about the same amount of work you did, trying to mirror you.
trying to mirror you. Yeah, but if you after this stream, don't go now because I want Artisan to get his shine. We're getting ready to get into the main topic. We could talk plots and comic books
Mhm.
and uh and sci-fi and all this kind of crap, but thing is this is not the main point. But if after this stream, go to the previous video. I actually did a whole hour response, right? Stayed up half the morning actually, putting it together.
Damn, you
Which,
spent sleep time for that shit?
oh
Oh my
man.
god.
Well, I wanted to do it, so the PhDs wouldn't have to. If they want to, that's fine, but I didn't think he was worthy of it. But
Hmm. Just to answer Ian Williams' question, will we see Grand Admiral Thrawn? Yes.
really, okay.
Ahsoka show, and then what is supposed to be season 4 of Mandalorian. You will see Thrawn. He's coming. They're building Thrawn up like the Thanos of the Star Wars universe,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
this new Mandalorian universe. Oh, shit. Long as Pedro shut the fuck up and do his job
It,
and put on his
it,
bucket.
Disney does not leave any holes in the stable. Get
Get out there in the Magic Kingdom. Get out
yeah,
them streets
yeah. Mickey be out in his glass slippers with the fish in the heels,
with the powder gloves, the powder
powder
white
glove.
gloves.
Yeah, talk about better
Slap
have
the hell out of
all
them.
my money.
All of it, girl. Get it all of you, boys too. Get out there, get it.
uh, I may if it's worthy of it. I don't think it's worthy of it right now. I don't think I want to do a live stream on it. That's why I did a response. I want to do a response video first. We'll see. But anyway, we're here to talk about standing up for stand-up comics. Okay,
Yes, sir.
and your labor of love and one of our proudest moments when you actually took over the shop, and
Mhm.
I personally don't think we did enough to actually help the shop out. The thing is, if we can't rectify it, I want to rectify it. Okay, so what is it about stand-up comics that's so special to you?
I thought about this last night after we talked, and I recorded like an 8-minute audio clip of thinking about what was so special about it to me. And it's really about being able to be somewhere where people that like the same thing you do,
Hmm.
you can actually commune with and actually feel comfortable being there and talking with them. I joke about it a lot, and I call it like sanctuary, or you're safe here or whatever. When I went back and was thinking about it, what my first feeling was when I first walked in the shop as a kid, that's exactly what it was. That's exactly what it was. I felt like this is the place where I actually belong. It was the place where I belong. That here are a group of people, males, females, black, white, Asian, Latino, don't fucking matter, that all actually care about this stuff the same way I do. And we can have these same conversations about this stuff. And I might have come in for a Spider-Man book, right? Initially,
Uh-huh.
that's what I came in for, a Spider-Man. I left out of here knowing a lot more about Batman, Superman. I learned that there was a whole bunch of other characters I had never even freaking heard of because it was such a awe-inspiring feeling to walk down a shelf and see all these books. I didn't even know there was so many comic books at the time. I didn't. It's like, holy cow, there's a whole bunch of these. And thinking of that last night and remembering that feeling,
Mm-hmm.
I had to put myself in the shoes of a young kid coming through the shop for the first time, having that same kind of feeling. Now, I might have been a preteen when I did it, but a young kid, when I get young kids in here that see that stuff, they're like, oh, I don't know where to start. Well, that's where a guy like me comes in, who's here
Mm-hmm.
to help them find that taste, to be that first person that actually told them, it's cool that you like this stuff. Here, let me show you a little bit more about some of the stuff that you don't know. Maybe introduce them to something else that they didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
And to get and create that fan, that new comic book fan who wants to read more of these things and actually cares about this medium. And at least if it's a young black kid, to know you can do this too. You
Mm-hmm.
know that, right? But you can write your own stories. You can create your own books. You can dream your own dreams and make that dream, in some sense, a reality for you. You just have to dedicate yourself to doing it. That's usually the fun of it. That you can come here and have that conversation. And we've had kids that that's all they do. They just want to come here just to talk about the shit.
Yeah.
Their parents don't care about it. The older brother, older sister don't care about it, but they come here because this is the spot they know they can actually talk about this stuff. And all they have is questions.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't poo-poo those. Those are the ones I like because they're actually passionate about something. And props to the parents for actually not trying to stifle that in them, but actually letting them rock out with it and come in and actually look for comics, talk to us, find out things. Yeah, because you always get more than you bargained for. You find out more than you actually bargained for. Like I said, I came in from Spider-Man. I left with a love for this place that wouldn't go away. I learned about a bunch of other characters after that, and it's been my shop since then for that one experience. So
So it's almost like a church. It's an experience. It's almost like a um
it is. It is the word I settled on last
uh
night was home. It is
okay.
home.
Okay.
It's home. It's where I feel comfortable. It's the place that I love coming to. That's why I can be here and not be worried about getting paid. I like coming to the place. It's my recharge. It's like dipping yourself in the waters of Lake Minnetonka. This is the spot. This is the spot. This is where I come and get my recharge. When I was
Mm-hmm.
working my corporate job and dealing with customers and stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
this was the place I came to recharge and get back to who I actually was and shake off all the rest of that, sludge and struggle to just
Mm-hmm.
be, oh, this is cool. Now I can relax here. Oh yeah, this is Brian coming through the door. Okay, this is Al. What's up, man? These are my folks. You know, this is I think me and you talked about it, BGS, about why I come to the comic shop and not just buy comics online.
Yeah.
What's the same difference between why do you have liquor in your house or go to a bar?
Right.
You go to a bar to see the other people, not to get the liquor. You
Yeah.
can get the
Exactly.
liquor anywhere, but you
Yeah.
go to the bar because you like to see your friends. I come
Friends
to the comic shop because I like to see my friends
and the atmosphere.
and the atmosphere. It's
Right.
not. It's not just about well, it's just a comic. It's not a comic. It's what surrounds that comic. I mean, I've learned from buying comics. I learned how to play StarCraft here because it was
Mm-hmm.
introduced to me by somebody else that was here.
Mm-hmm.
Learned how to play Magic from being here.
Mm-hmm.
I got my first DVD player from the people here. They bought it for me and gave it to me. My friends here bought it for me for Christmas. Those have become people that are in my life for more than 20, 30 years now. These are my friends now, like lifelong.
Yeah.
So I got more out of this stuff than I ever put into it. Buying comics, cars, Pokemon, all that shit. I got more out of it than that. So it means more to me than just this is a business, it's just doing what it do. No, it means more to me. That's why I stepped in to save it. If it was just a damn job, I wouldn't have had no problem walking away from it. I'm a carpenter. Jobs end all the damn time.
Mm-hmm.
No big deal. We move on to the next one.
So it's almost like a tribal home, huh?
Yeah, it is. It's that tribal touchstone, so to speak. Like I told Dr. T's panel, was like, shit, this is my mecca. It's where I make my journey from once a month to every week, to get that recharge, to be close to that pulse, to feel that love. So
Okay.
like I said, it's my safe home. Kind of is. I was in here late last night too, and that's exactly what I was doing. I was meditating, talking to the creative art gods. Like, come on, man. If I was out here doing some criminal shit, you'd probably help me all kinds of ways.
Yeah, turn left.
Yeah.
So okay. Speaking to, because I think there's a lot of there's a nerd or geek in most of the black guys today, right?
It is.
Comics, Dragon Ball, like you say, Dragon Ball Z, the Masters of the Universe, Ninja Turtles, okay, that you grew up on.
All right.
What is it about the comic shop that you want us to get? Okay, that should be special to us. Why a brick and mortar and not just an online presence?
Okay. So while I believe that the online presence is important in today's media
Mm-hmm.
or today's marketplace, it is very important. I do believe there is a place for brick and mortar. There is a need for a brick and mortar place, right? With the advent of all this stuff being online, the one thing that online cannot give you, no matter how much onlining you do, is that personal touch. That's what it can't give you. It can't give you the camaraderie of seeing people all the time. And yeah, society seems like it wants to move far more away from people actually interacting with each other. But that's where real life happens. That's where the real life happens. For me, the feel of a comic, the smell of a comic is all something that cannot be replaced with looking at it online. Actually building that community actually happens more when you actually have a brick and mortar store, because the brick and mortar store functions like your comic convention on a smaller scale every week. That's what it grew out of. Comic conventions grew out of comic book stores just having an artist come in or a writer come in, and people showing up to do signings or stuff like that. That's where that shit started from.
Mm-hmm.
So while there is no collector's market for digital comic books, there's always a collector's market for the tangible physical copies. And those physical copies have to be sold somewhere. Now, you can walk into comic shops and get some assholes sitting behind the counter that wants to deal with you, but that's not who I am. You come in here, you might get television on, Moon Knight, anything that's current being played or something that you've never seen before.
Right.
You're like, what movie is this? I've never seen that. Music that you may never have heard of before, and conversation with people that you probably would never actually talk to. But then you find out, oh, this person's a geek. This person's a comic book nerd. Okay, he's cool because he knows the stuff. I can get caught up in like 10 minutes on everything that's happened over the last 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. And it goes different places. Everybody got some of this geek and nerd in them. The only difference between me and somebody else is I actually held on to it.
Mm-hmm.
They let it get repressed in them. I didn't. I figured out my own balance between being a geek and actually doing all the stuff in life, because I still did all the life stuff, except buying a house. I haven't bought a house, but I had kids and child support, and that's where house money went.
Shame on you. Carpenter can build his own house.
I can build my own house. That's the trade-off, BGS. I can build my own house. And I've built it many a times in my imagination. Wait for retirement. So my son is my house. That's where the money went.
I know the feeling.
So outside of other shops, for this shop, you get me. It's more personal. To me, it's more personal. I've struggled for a long time trying to figure out what was the branding on this shop. What is it specifically that this shop could sell that no other shop could sell? And why this shop would be different from any other shop around here? And it would probably be that now it's the only one that has a black man helmet.
Yeah.
It's the only one.
Yeah.
You can go to, there's at least 2 other shops within 30 miles in Oakland from here, right? Then there's one in the valley, in the the upper middle class neighborhood there. None of them have black dudes in it. They don't. None of them are actually owned by it. And outside of being a black dude, none of them are as I wouldn't say well read, but as I see Faulkner in here, so he'll love me when I use this, as multifaceted as me. That personalness where we actually care about actually the customer coming in here and want to give you as much knowledge as we can and want to help you find what you're looking for so you can get that. I don't think you get that everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
You can order that from an app. I guess you can get a personal touch from an app. Maybe Siri is your best friend. I don't know. But actually dealing with people should not be something to be afraid of. Should be something that should be embraced. And that's why I think brick and mortar actually stands, because you can build that community. Anything happening online is a replica of what's happening in the real world. And this is the real world.
The thing is how do you, because sometimes the black community, the black culture can be anti-geek. Okay, how do we build that?
Sometimes.
I'm being generous here. Okay,
rewrite my whole life story.
Well, the thing is that you're a black man, basically in a white-oriented business, right? So you're swimming against the tide, right?
Oh, yeah.
In a culture that is anti-geek or anti-comic book, even though most black men have indulged in it at one time or another. Okay.
Yeah.
You swim against the tide. How do you bring that out in black men? Because that's who you're trying to get in contact with. How do you bring that little boy, that little geek out in black men, who your potential customers?
I do this a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I do it a lot online, right? I'm good for trying to out geeks.
Okay.
Right? I'm good for trying to out geeks. And I do it usually in the words that I say and things that I mention in vague references to see if they get the shit. And that's, to me, that's one way of outing a geek, especially a black, because outside of this recent generation with the rise of Naruto and stuff, you saw a lot more black geeks just out and proud about their shit, dressing like Kakashi and all the rest of that, even though Kakashi never been black. It's important to me to bring that out in black men so they know it's okay. And one of the ways is just engage them in this conversation, trying to find little trigger ways to find out what they're actually into. So then you can get that lead into talking to them about geek stuff. Like if somebody brought a kid in here, it's like, oh, he's never gotten the comic books. My first question is, well, what does he watch on television?
Mm-hmm.
And it's not the question to them, it's the question to the kid. It's to connect with him that it's okay that you like what it is that you like. I'm a black man, I like this stuff. I love it. Deal with it. This is something that you can get a lot out of, and I believe it's important for every black man to have his creative, imaginative outlet. It's very vitally important, because in this society, that's the main thing that they try to snuff out of you.
Mm-hmm.
They got one of 3 boxes to stuff your ass in, and one of them you don't want to because that's prison. The other 2 is a ne'er-do-well doofus. The third one is Carlton Banks. They don't leave you a lot of avenues to express yourself as a black man. So you have to define and make that lane for yourself. So I try to just bring that out and people let them know it's okay to like this stuff. It is. It's not over-sexualizing women. Look, man, try to deprogram yourself from all that bullshit that some female, I'm not even going to say it was your mama, but some female told you was not okay. And actually own the things that you like. Me and Dr. T was just talking about this, the accepting of masculinity in the Top Gun. Part of your masculinity is standing on what the hell it is that you like.
Yeah,
so if
it
you
is.
say you like comics, part of your masculinity is saying, I fucking like comics. So what? And I can still do all the rest of this stuff. I have motorcycles, I can drive fast, I can drink liquor, and I can like comics. That's Charles Faulkner.
Yeah, it's the thing. Is I call him Mongo, but as big as Mongo and strong as Mongo is, as tough as he is, he's a geek. He's a nerd.
Geek going through.
And he
question him on the Superman choice, but ain't nobody perfect. Think Spawn will whoop his ass. Now I can get into an argument. I can have beef with Charles. I think Spawn will whoop Superman's ass. He beat God and the devil. What's Superman gonna do about that? Like, come on, man. But yeah, that's what I've found, especially in military and law enforcement and stuff like that. Those are some of your biggest geeks. My homeboy Ron, hallowed be his name in this shop forever, was a customs agent. He was a huge fucking geek, and everybody knew it.
Yeah.
Batman and Wolverine was his things. He got into some parts of what he got into in life was because of what he read in Batman books. That's why he got into psychology and stuff. That's why he got into law enforcement. And he was in a fucking wheelchair.
Mm.
He got into all of that stuff, and he loved this stuff. You knew that about him. He carried it, right? So being a geek is just part of who you are, just like wherever you work is just part of who you are. You are so-and-so doing this job. This is your outlet. This is your outlet to have some damn freedom at the very least. Because I can say for the most part, me growing up as a Gen Xer, when I was reading my comics and stuff like that, people didn't bother me. Wow, he over there reading his comics. Fuck him. Good. Give me my peace. Let me have my hour and a half of just sitting back here reading all this big old stack of comics and getting my imagination working, going off to these different worlds and stuff like that. Kept me sane. Because if I had to just look at this shit the whole time and be locked mentally in that little box, I never did shit.
Yeah, it's weird to me because and I've heard I used to talk to females all the time, right? And I've heard them talking about, say, somebody like you, a guy that's rich, he's got a lot of money, he's got a big house, right? He's got this one room with nothing but his, all the toys that he always wanted, little model, little kits, little figurines, all this kind of stuff in one room, right? And the first thing she wants to do is get rid of it.
Yeah, that's always the thing. It's always the fucking thing. They want to get rid of all that stuff. I told one of my exes I was dealing with, the dude that she was messing with before she came back to me. He works in the tech field.
Okay.
Brother built himself up from, I think, being an ex-con in Chicago. Came out here, got in the tech field, made a lot of money. He had all the toys that he wanted to have, right? And she said, she was telling me about this. It's like, you should meet him because he's just like you. I said, how's he fucking just like me outside of us being, familiar to the same vagina? Right? Partial to the same spot, right? But she told me that there was a room in his house and he had all these fucking toys in boxes all over the room. All these action figures, all this shit all over the room. I said, because he's a nerd. and a geek. He said, "Yeah, I didn't know all that." Like, yeah, he real rough and tumble convict, all
Yeah.
ex-con, all that shit. Yeah, but he liked this shit, don't he? Yeah, and he got because he got the money to afford it.
Yeah.
He grew up poor. He didn't get to have his dreams and his likes and stuff like that. He didn't get to have that shit. He got money now. He got all of that shit.
Yeah.
All of it. So yeah, we probably would, but as long as your ass wasn't there, we'd probably get along with great.
And the same chick will have stuffed animals and pillows and all
Fucking
kind of
beanie
dolls,
babies, all kind
babies,
of goofy
all
shit
over the goofy
ever.
shit, right? In the windows, in the room, in the cars, all over the place, right? But if a geek tries to have comic books or action figures or something like that, she can't see the parallel.
It's not a parallel for them because you understand this better than most.
Mm,
What does the woman want more than anything else from your ass? Your attention.
your attention, yeah,
That's something that takes away attention from her. The $200 you might have spent on that geek stuff for that statue was $200 you didn't put in her bag.
yeah,
On no shoes, on no purse, or no
or,
shit like that. Like
or
that's what it is. It's jealousy and selfishness.
mm-hmm,
She doesn't want your resources going to something else that you like more than her.
yeah,
That's why you can't like your mama that much. That's why you can't have anything else that you like more than her. She sees it as competition, even inanimate objects. Oh
mm-hmm,
no, no.
yeah,
That's why it's the first thing. I said this about talking to somebody before about being divorced, right?
mm-hmm,
You can like all of this stuff and get married, and maybe you get lucky and you have a woman that don't try to make you get rid of all this shit, right? And you'll do it. You can be together 10 years. She'll never care about that shit whatsoever, right?
mm-hmm,
The minute you get divorced, that's the first thing she gonna want. She gonna try to destroy that shit.
mm-hmm,
Reason being is she knows you love that.
yeah,
She knows you love it. She knows you really like it. She could never care about it one day in the world. But as soon as it's a divorce, yeah, you gotta sell all that shit to pay me. Yeah, I'm gonna destroy it or set it on fire or some shit. That's what they'll go after because it takes love from them in their minds. Even though it's just some inanimate object, some book or something that you have a connection with. That, wow, I remember when I read that story, where I was when I read this story. That was awesome, dude. That was an awesome story.
mm-hmm,
No, she just wants to take that from
yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. We'll get into the business then in a minute, in a few minutes.
you.
The thing is that because we need an action plan on actually what do you need to save the shop? What do you need and how soon do you need it?
Well, what I'm needing right now to save the shop, by my count last night, is about 2K immediately, 5K over the course of, say, a week or so.
Okay.
Basically, I have poured all the money and pulled money from everywhere I could and got enough loans and stuff to actually pour money into the shop when it was slow, and I lost workers that kept the shop closed for a week or so,
Mm-hmm.
and that put the shop behind
Okay.
already. Now, the way this comic stuff is going is that it's breaking down to the point that you can only do one or the other. It's either going to be rent or it's going to be merchandise. You can't pay rent without merchandise,
Mm-hmm.
but you can't have merchandise and nowhere to sell. So it's constantly being that flip flop. And that's where it is, where the shop is behind. It's not carrying itself at the moment, but it's not carrying itself at the moment because it's not getting the support it needs from the larger community. This is, in a sense, the only one of its kind here because I stepped into this spot and tried to keep, the plane from hitting the ground. It was going to close over 8 months ago. The only reason it didn't close is because I stepped in to keep it from closing. Now, I've had some, I probably shouldn't even mention that, but I've had some people try to help it fail
Mm-hmm.
because
Okay.
as a black man stepping in to do something, people always want to step back
Mm-hmm.
and say, "Oh, that's just I don't know." Really, there's nothing to know. If it's comics, it's comics.
Mm-hmm.
If it's stuff that you want, it's stuff that you want that's here.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't necessarily matter who's selling it.
Yeah, and it's it's the love of the shop that somebody's keeping open for you, because it's not,
Right.
you're doing it for you and people like you.
Yeah, it's not. This was nothing that I got into thinking I was about to get rich from. It's nothing that I'm walking around, with my nuts on my shoulders swinging at folks about. It's not. I only did this to keep it alive for the people that's around here in this community that buy comics. I didn't do it for me. I'm not even pulling a salary from the shit. I'm not sitting here getting paid. This is pro bono in a sense. And I haven't been getting paid from the shop for over a year and a half. I haven't got paid from this place. Even before I took it over, I wasn't getting paid from it. I was doing it because I love the place. Outside of just years spent loving the place, my own sweat equity into the place to remodel it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a place that's special to me. And I want to keep those things around that's special to me. I'll do what I can to keep it there and thrive. That's basically what it is.
Yeah, because I know there's interest, man. Because I remember even on when I used to have the Coliseum, right? There'd be like 4 hours where the geeks would just take over.
Yeah, that's kind of where that started, because I didn't realize there was so many in this space. Like, man, these motherfuckers just talking. They inaccurate as fuck, but they just talking for like a couple hours. Like, yeah, he ain't read a comic since the 80s. That story changed, you know that, right? That was what was interesting. Like that tail end of a Coliseum stream was like 2 hours of just geeks going back and forth talking about shit. Like, wow, really?
Yeah.
And these all brothers, and these all brothers of some repute and some good standing and like good, upstanding grown man jobs and shit. Like, hey, y'all here?
Even the hardcore hood dudes, man. Street
Yeah.
dudes. Yeah. So wait a minute.
Exactly. I thought I was alone. Apparently, I'm not. We're a legion.
So that's why I thought there would be way more interest in you having a shop and you doing reviews and you reviewing comics and stuff like that. There would be way more interest, and I'm trying to figure out how to set that off, because I know it's there because you hear it, because I know you get requests for reviews on about the latest Disney movie that came out, the latest Marvel movie that came out, the latest Star Wars, right? You get requests all the time. Okay, how does it translate into helping you keep the shop open and keeping your establishment open? We're trying to, how you trying to do that next step. It's there. How do you reach it?
Yeah, that's exactly it. That's the thing I've been racking my brain about. Is like, what is it that is actually missing? Is it just me? You don't like my fucking attitude? What? I don't understand exactly what it is, because outside, at least for the store itself, outside of a huge online presence where you can order all this stuff online and stuff like that, you got to go through at least the step of emailing me or emailing the shop so we can have that information that this is something that you're actually looking for. I don't know exactly what the hell it is that is not grabbing people. I don't exactly know what it is, and that's not a detriment for me. I mean, I like puzzles and I like trying to figure out what it is, but in the immediate sense, I'm not getting it. I don't know what is the stall in the translation, because at least in the YouTube space, in the YouTube sense, I can walk all over YouTube and see a bunch of different streams full of fucking books, right? I don't know why that translates differently for Black folks. I don't know why it translates differently for Black folks, especially if Black people, we recognize that Black folks are geeks too.
Yeah.
They like this shit too. They going to see these movies too. They're reading these books and reading these stories too. So is it just, somebody's ice is colder or what? Especially if one of the people that you actually could listen to actually has a story.
Yeah.
Because anybody around here can tell you they don't walk into comic book stores and see Black dudes behind the counter ever. Hardly ever. They're mostly always buying from somebody that doesn't look like them and don't necessarily give a shit. Right? As me and Dr. T were talking about, There is not a comic shop I can think of that actually really wants Black comic book creators, independent comic book creators, to put their stuff in their store. So we can sell your stuff in the store. You don't have to go through Diamond. You don't have to try to get it into previews. They don't need you to make some minimum of sales. No, all you need to do is contact me and tell me what your damn book is and work out a deal where we can put your book on the shelf. I'm not even trying to make money off it. I'm just trying to make sure people can get the shit.
Right.
And if you want to show up and do a meet and greet and let your folks know that this is the shop where it's at, I'll be here talking about my book, and do that. I don't have a problem with it. We got the space.
Mm-hmm.
It's there. It's a resource for you to get your voice, your ideas, your words and stuff like that out there. But I don't see what the disconnect is in translating that to people for them to understand it. Maybe it's just something that's by me.
Yeah. Well, you're not alone, because a lot of people trying to figure it out. Because I always wanted you to actually do like an interview series with Black comic book creators that we've never heard of or don't know that they're Black. Okay.
Right.
Because they're out there, they draw, they're out there, they have ideas, even people that haven't really released their comic. Okay.
I did one with one guy, Thomas on Facebook, was putting out his comic. Right. I did one with him a while ago on Shop Talk Live. Right. And I still check in with him every once in a while to see what's going on with his what is his book, Legacy of Kane, I think it was.
Okay.
Right. That he's coming out. Still check in with him. My homeboy Joe Thompson, who was just here on Free Comic Book Day, pumping his new book that he put out, right? Sugar Rush, right? That's another local dude, my boy Chris, who's working on his Death of Darkness trade. He wants it in the shop and stuff.
Yeah.
And working on shirts and stuff. It's creative Black people all over the place. Black folks are, if not anything, creative with whatever the hell it is that we do. Playing basketball, shoot, anything. Dancing, playing a goddamn bucket. It don't matter. Black folks are creative. It's just, as Black men, we don't always have the avenues to get our voice and our narrative out there. We don't always have that. It's a different story to put it this way, just to use my boys from Fractures as an example.
Okay.
It's a completely different story to see them at a con with the money they put in to have their own booth at a con, not Artist Alley, main floor, paying for the two young Black brothers to be there selling their book and say, hey, I'll talk to the boss to see if we can get your comic in the store. That's a different position to be in, you got a comic you want to put it in the store, I'll put it in there. I don't care. Yes. Oh, I got a comic. Yes. Bring it in there. Yeah. Yeah. You got shelf space right next to DC and Marvel.
Yeah, because I think you'll be a good avatar. I think you'll be a good avatar to spotlight these people, man, because these people are you.
Exactly. On top of being that I have a YouTube show where I can always talk about it. It's always free promotion that way.
Yes.
For your stuff, not mine. It's for you. It's for your stuff.
And they can hop on and do 20 minutes, 30 minutes and talk about what they love, which is their art.
Might as well. I did an 8-hour show. You got plenty of time to come on and talk about your comic.
That's what it is, and that's why I was thinking myself about with the even though I don't have a huge channel, but I have a big enough channel where I have eyeballs, where I said maybe I should start one to spotlight people like you, like Art, Art of Idmore, even like Art New Style or whoever, right? Joe Herb, that does wonderful stuff, right? But never gets enough attention.
Yeah, that's why I push people like Herb.
Yeah,
to actually get him the confidence to get his stuff out there. Stop waiting. Primarily, especially in this space, when I run into people who talk about they have ideas or geeks and stuff.
Yeah.
The main thing I tell them is you should do that.
Yeah.
Let me know when you do it. Because don't tell me that you have an idea, because I'm going to kick you in the ass to make you get it done.
Yeah.
I'm going to be there, the one trying to push you to make sure you get it done. That I believe that you can do it. Put it out there. I don't give a fuck. Don't worry about what it looks like to compare to DC and Marvel. Everybody knows they're making shit books right now. Don't matter, okay?
Yeah.
The best art in the world can't cover up a shitty story. Can't cover up a shitty idea. Nobody cares. Okay. Now, if they can sit on the shelf and not sell, you can put your book on the shelf right next to them and sell your books. I don't see what the problem is personally, because what they're putting out is dreck. If you can do better, please do. Because all I want is a decent story to read. I don't give a fuck who doing it. I really don't. I don't care who putting it out. Major, independent, I don't care. Just put it out there so I can read it, because that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for that next great writer that'll be like a Neil Gaiman, not Mark Silvestri as an artist, but Warren Ellis or something like that. I'm looking for that next great writer. I'm looking for that next great black writer, like a Reggie Hudlin or Dwayne McDuffie. I want to read that person's work before the majors ever get to it. I want to be able to read their work and say that I was there with them when they was started at the ground.
Yeah,
You know?
and you can, I was saying, well, I see this a lot in the white space. You don't have to have a completed script or drawing, right? Take us on a
No.
journey.
Yeah, you just have to start putting it out there.
Yeah.
Like, to use Herb as an example again, he's still working on his second book, right? His second book, and just the second book that you guys know about, because he's done other ones
Mm-hmm.
before, right? He gives me regular updates, and I keep telling him, put that shit on your channel.
Yeah.
What's your channel for? Put it up on your channel because people want to know.
Yeah.
When you got something, you in the chat all the time, say something.
It's sometimes, hell, when I do a stream as AMA, and I got 3, 4, 500 people sometimes, there on my stream, don't be afraid to come up.
Yeah, look, dude, help me help you.
Yeah.
That's all I want to do.
Yeah.
I want to help other people to understand that
Yeah.
we can actually have something for ourselves. This is the prime time to do it. This is the prime time to do it, to have something for ourselves, to have a media for ourselves, to have avenues for ourselves to get our voices out there. You can't complain about something not being there for you. If only we had this, to then have it there and not really support it. That's why it goes away. That's why it goes away. So I'm not trying to browbeat people or anything like that. But that's how you do it. You have to take those risks and put yourselves in that position so you can hold the breach open so everybody else can run through the shit.
Yeah.
That's how you can get that success.
Yeah, we're trying to flip this because there's no way that as many of us as there is with the kind of jobs that these people have, that you should be in this kind of straight. They're all geeks. They're programmers, they're engineers, they're all kinds of people, right? They're creatives, right? Tech
Mhm.
people. They're into this stuff, right? Your
Right.
channel should be a lot bigger than it is
Yeah.
because you talk about the stuff that they're interested in.
Well, that's the thing. When even in this area, the creatives that come through here, they may come through and buy a crap load of comic books, and that's how we end up having a relationship with David Nakayama. If you know who Nakayama is, he
Hmm.
does a lot of covers for Marvel. He's a customer here. He was a
Hmm.
customer here before he moved back to Hawaii. He's a cool dude. Know his family, wife, kids, all of that shit. Why? Because he was coming in and getting comics, and we sparked a conversation with him. Find out that he was working on an app game and stuff, and he's getting comics for source material. It's a cool dude, but there was a lot of them that came in here and did that kind of thing, and we talked to all of them, right? Outside of the teachers who are creatives and actually go back and teach this to other children and stuff like that, because know it or not, there's a lot of teachers that are huge freaking geeks,
Yes.
huge freaking geeks. Outside of Scott, who was supporting the shop, and his friend Kevin, I know a few other teachers who are huge geeks. They always use this to try to get kids into reading, because comics, know it or not, is the best way to get boys into reading.
That's how I
It's the best
started.
way to get boys into reading,
Yeah.
because all you have to do is let them peruse the aisle and pick what they want. Once they're actually interested, they will focus on the reading part because they're reading something they're interested in.
Hmm.
Far too often, I see people trying to force boys to read by giving them some goofy shit that the mama like. Oh, it's Archie, it's safe, it won't have none of this in it. oh, let's give him some 10-10 or
Oh,
something. Like, no
oh,
boy, modern boy wants to read no
ooh,
goddamn
Archie,
10-10.
Archie.
Some
Yeah,
goofy stuff that
yeah,
plays down to his intelligence. No, give him some stuff that's going to challenge his ass a little bit. Then he'll get into that. He'll get into that. And as long as he picks it, you already know his buy-in is already there because he's already interested. He wants to know. And because he's interested, he will focus on that and figure out his reading part to read the story that he's interested in. It's very simple.
yeah. That's how I got my nephew to read. Right, he wasn't interested in reading, so I gave him comic books. Okay, get
Mhm.
play football. To actually play the game on the weekend. Right, you had to give me 2 comic books a week
Right.
and give me a review. You couldn't just read them. I want to tell me what they were about. Because that's how I got him into reading. We actually
Yeah,
became a honor roll student after that.
that's the easiest way to do it. Because
Hmm.
what I learned, and I learned this from my son, right? Nobody taught it to me. I learned it with my son. So if it works for you, it works for you. Boys read better if it's stuff they're interested in.
Hmm.
Comics work better, and not comics that play down to them. That doesn't work for them. All the stuff that people will want to tell you is, oh, it's too much of this, it's too much of that. That's usually the stuff that interests boys.
Hmm.
So if you keep trying to take all that away from them, you can make your son into a girl if you like. It won't do him no wonders.
And
It
he'll
won't.
hate you for it.
They'll resent your ass for that shit later on. But if you give them something that has some action and some stuff going on that actually seems like, I don't know, manly,
Hmm.
he'll get more into that. He'll want to read it more. And you can do it every week. Like BGS was saying, you don't have to sit down and have him do a whole book report on the shit, but ask him. So what happened in the story? What's going on with the character? Because for
Hmm.
me, that's always what it was. It's always like checking in with old friends, seeing what's going on. Even if you've taken a 5-year break, you can always come back and get really up. What was going on with Peter, man? Last time I read it, he was going through this stuff. Oh man, that's old shit. He had moved on from that. They got a baby and all this. Like what? And you start reading and getting familiar with the character again. It's like catching up with an old friend. It's
Hmm.
always like catching up with an old friend. Every one of the stories is like that. That's why I would say this for most comic book readers and most geeks in general, comic book readers specifically. You don't have a problem keeping track of multiple storylines in your head. You don't. Because I would say the average comic book reader reads about 15 titles. And of those 15 titles, they all come out once a month. So that means when he reads that one issue, those 24 pages or so, or whatever, for 30 days after that, he remembers that story until the next issue comes out. And when he reads that next story, he links it with what he remembers from the last story and moves ahead. He's doing that with over 15 titles at a time. So he has no problem separating it in his head of remembering this is what happened with this person, this is what happened with this person. People outside of comics do it too, but it's always with bullshit like what was happening on Love and Hip Hop last season,
Hmm.
what was happening on the Kardashians this season, and what was the story. It's all story. It's all story. And for boys, it just takes on a different path. It just goes in a different way because the subject matter is different. I haven't seen a boy like a story, too many stories that a chick will
Yeah, yeah. They don't.
love. Doesn't relate to sex.
They
Doesn't
don't.
relate to sex.
They don't. No, they don't. They're different kind of a whole different kind of feel to it.
So
Like
what was
like
that?
Archie,
Ember
like
saying he used to go to that shop as a kid. So here's a question for you, Ember. What made you stop going to the shop? That's always my question to know.
yeah. That's the thing. What
And
made you stop?
it's not a hurtful thing. Don't think you're going to offend me. You're not offending me because I recently took it over. So you're not offending me at all. I'm just really curious of what it is, and I'm betting. My money is betting is that it was somebody rude in here talking to you,
Mm,
and you were here.
hmm.
That goes that.
And the thing is since he used to come to the shop, the question is, okay, what would he like the shop to be? What would make him come
Mhm.
back?
Yeah. What would bring you back to the doors?
And if you want to come up, and talk, you can. Just let me know.
Please do.
I'll put the link in because that's what we want to find out. We actually want to connect. Shop does no good if there's nobody to come to the shop. I mean,
No.
Artisan even said that if it's just a builder, if he's there by himself, basically There's no reason to have a shop, right? The shop is there for the camaraderie, for the destination, for the people that come in. So we can't get people to come in. Guess what? There's no need for the shop. But we need to know what interests people, you know, to get them to come into the shop. We know what a bar is, right? The bar knows, okay, certain crowd, a certain kind of food, certain kind of liquor, some kind of music that people come in for. Okay, what brings you into the shop?
Yeah. What keeps you going to a shop that you go to? Usually it's the people in the shop that gets you to go back to the shop, that same shop, or proximity. Those are the two things. Like, put it this way: if I wasn't loyal to this shop in that sense,
Hmm.
there's a comic shop not 10 minutes from me in the city I live in. But because I'm loyal, I'll drive 30 minutes to come here. Why? Is it just because I like driving 30 minutes? Well, I do like driving, but no, that's not what it is. It's because I have a connection with the people that are there in the shop.
Hmm.
It's some familiarity there. It's like coming to see family in a sense without all the bullshit. Right?
There you go. There
Yeah,
you
all the
go.
good parts. All the good parts. You know, Christmas dinner without the knife fight. You know, so that's what it's like. I'm coming for the people. Yeah, I could have got the comics 10 minutes away from me. Like Dr. Tiasan was mentioning. He got a shop in his town. You want to buy from me? So he's willing to wait to have me ship him some books. Okay,
Yeah.
that's awesome. Like, kind of sucks for them in town, but I don't know. Chances are they ain't no black folks, so they'll be all right. They'll be all right. Black businesses usually need a little bit more help.
Yeah.
They usually do
Yeah.
because it's more incentive for them to fail. It's more incentive and more desire to push them to fail than it is to push them to succeed. Nobody likes seeing that shit. And I
And
don't know why. Why does it? What does it take from anybody if a black business succeeds?
it black people. I don't know what black people are really strange about when they, when you do business with your own.
Hmm.
Um, and I think they want they're looking for a sense of family. The businesses that do well, there's a special connection to the community that they have.
That's
I
part
know
of
people that been in business for God 20 years, right?
it. Hmm.
25 years, right? But they have a special connection to the place, to the shop, to the business.
Hmm.
And the thing is, I'm trying to figure out, especially since comic books and geekdom is such a weird space for a black business. Things how do we turn the corner? How do we uh, connect it? How do we get black folks who love geek shit? They do, okay.
They
You know,
do. You spend on it just like everybody else spend on
I roll my eyes about the Masters of the Universe or Ninja Turtles or Dragon Ball Z or
it. Just had to bring up that Masters of the Universe again, did
yeah,
you?
anime or oh yeah, I hear it all the time, right? From a very particular person too. You know what I'm talking about? Who loves He-Man?
Yeah, love fucking with him. Love messing with him.
But the thing is that because I'm a geek, but I'm a sci-fi guy, right?
Hmm.
And so I'm trying to figure out how do we connect this because you're good at what you do, man. See, all kind of white guys bite off of your style, right? Down to the to the takes that you make, man, to your backgrounds, to your hats, to everything, right?
I'm starting to just enjoy it a little bit now. I look for the code phrases like, yeah, I said that. Okay, that's a good video, dude. You got 30,000 people listening to that video. Awesome. Royalties, any royalties?
but even a shout out, a
So
shout
still,
out.
yeah, even a little
Yeah,
one, like
yeah, yeah. If you like the content, man, nobody cares that you borrow the content, right? The thing is, if you like the guy, you watch the guy, you know, participate, help the guy's channel grow.
well, I think it was Dr. Tiasan mentioned this that he asked me a question: have I ever tried to reach out to any of those channels that I say that bite stuff from you. It's like, no, I never have. Never have.
Why not?
I said I thought that would be interesting. I was really curious. It's like, yeah, if you reached out to them and asked them to support your shop, would they? It's like, I don't know.
That's a good question. Yeah.
That's a good question. I really don't know. I really don't know.
Because I remember the first time I saw it, man, and it was so obvious. Uh, there's one guy that I followed, right? And I said,
Mhm.
so wait a minute. He has a similar title, and said all of a sudden his whole background changes. He's got comic books and figurines in the background and action
It-
figures in the background. I said, it can't be a coincidence.
yeah, I like I said, I cruise these YouTube streets and I watch geekdom content a lot. That's why I usually shut people down with repeating talking points from other people, because for me, you need to be original. You need to be original and have your own ideas,
Mm-hmm.
right? And that's what I want to hear. I don't if I want to hear somebody's regurgitated content, I can just regurgitate their content and tell it to you too. But it doesn't make it original. I think black folks are better than that. We have our own ideas. We don't need to repeat anybody else's shit. That's why all the flavor and spice and the slang and the cool shit come from us, because we're the originators.
Mm-hmm.
We originate. So do that. So when I listen to other content creators, because I listen to other content creators, I'm sub to a lot of different people, right?
Mm-hmm.
When I listen to them and I hear them mentioning something that I know I'm the only one who mentioned it, because like I told you guys before, on my streams I talk a specific way.
Mm-hmm.
I say specific things for that reason. So when I drop my pebble into the water and make my ripple, I want to see where it's coming back at. And
Mm-hmm.
that's what I'm doing. And so when I watch their content and I hear them mentioning certain things a certain way, it's like, okay, you watched my show. Thank you.
Yeah, drop it at
Shout out
least.
don't help though. Don't hurt.
Well, I mean, at least a comment, a like, or something. Hey, man, you're doing a good job. Blah blah
Mhm.
blah. How come you don't do that? Or hey, man,
No shit.
check out this artisan MC's channel over here. You know, it's not going to hurt him very. It's not going to even hurt him.
It ain't gonna hurt them. I'm like, some of these people got thousands, hundreds of thousands of subs. Wouldn't take shit from them whatsoever. That's why I like the YouTube thing is kind of funny, and that's why I don't worry about the sub numbers and stuff like that. It's like, some of these dudes just get by on just making pre-recorded content,
Yeah.
never doing a live. I didn't. I really. I'm honest. I'm honest about this. Unless you know somebody else who was, I don't think anybody was ever doing a live reaction until I was doing live reactions. I really don't. If you watch some geek
It was
content and
it
you
was rare.
can tell me who was doing live movie reactions after they saw the movie before the first one that I dropped on here, you tell me, because I don't remember seeing that shit.
It's
That's why I did it.
it's rare, but it's not constant.
Yeah,
You
that's why I
probably
did it, because I was
Mhm.
trying to prove a point that a lot of this geek stuff for me is not coming from Wikipedia, Google, or none of that shit. This is me. This is just me. That's why I can do it live on the spot, no matter where I am, and give you those connections and associations right off the bat. Because it's not me and a team sitting here cooking this shit up. It's just me. It's just what it is. But showing you that a lot of people have this knowledge. It's there. That's why if I'm on my stream, I only give props and only say name shout outs to the black comic book, the black content creators.
Mm.
Because white boys don't need my help.
Yeah.
They gonna be all right.
Yeah.
They'll be all right. They don't need my help. They don't.
And that's the
So
thing. The thing is, I don't know why, like I said, why the black geek content creators don't link up. I mean, it's weird.
it's
Like,
weird. It's something I've tried to push forward that
hmm
you should always link up, put differences aside. I mean, what was the point of the art beats? The point of the art beats is that these are three black men in this space, in this
hmm
sector, who like to draw. We just all happen to have art in our name, and
hmm
so we're gonna get together and draw and do something that I didn't see anybody else doing on YouTube at all, in this space or outside of it. I didn't see anybody doing that shit. Running a live show with black folks sitting there talking and drawing the whole time.
hmm
I didn't see that anywhere. So forgive if you saw it somewhere. Please let me know. and I'll sub to their channel. But that's to me, that was important. That was something innovative and new, rather than, panels for days.
Yeah.
It was something different.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And panel, and there were really no panels until I started my, my Coliseum, because
we know.
yeah.
You got black male feminists that'd be upset. It's an oxymoron. You know what? I have a daughter, and I wouldn't even consider myself a feminist. I think that's the dumbest fucking thing ever. But I believe that women can be equal in some areas, and there shouldn't be, oppression for anybody. But I'm not calling myself a fucking feminist. That doesn't make any sense to me.
More
for you, sir.
You escaped the brainwashing.
Yeah, it was too early. I was in that first group. They said we need to do something about these.
Tweak it a bit. Yeah,
tweak it a bit. We need to give them some formula.
Yeah,
something. We need to come up with a plan. We need something to get them on board outside of a douche. We need something.
Yeah, you guys were the X, the X generation, the experimental generation.
Oh yeah, we were the experimental. We were Project X for real.
Yeah.
We were the crash dummies.
Yeah. You're the little monkeys at the end, man, in the space suits, man, running away.
Yeah, no shit. Like we were the Planet of the Apes. No more tests. No more needles. Went off into these damn woods. You monkeys can talk. We need to get these motherfuckers back.
We'll tweak the next batch.
Yeah, we'll fix the next one. We'll get it right on the next one. They ain't never getting away. And that's what I see. So it's just funny. I mean, a lot of this, like I'm sitting up here, I can show you guys. This will be fun.
Okay.
Sitting up here staring at this Mighty Thor poster, right?
Okay.
Right, Jane Foster Thor poster. Now I hung that poster up there, right, when it came out, because I thought it was an interesting idea. This movie is going to be coming out soon, all right?
Mm-hmm.
You got to have a shitload of people talking a bunch about this movie, making a load off of it, probably. And in some senses, if I was doing a live show in here talking about this show, I probably wouldn't even get the same numbers, which would be funny. Because here it is, right in the heart of where all of this stuff comes from.
Right.
And it has to, in some senses, struggle to be there. It's like you wouldn't have any of this shit without it. You wouldn't. This is where all this stuff comes from.
Yeah.
If there were no comic shops, you probably wouldn't have comic books.
Yeah, I don't get the disconnect. I'm still trying to figure it out.
I don't get it either. It's just by me. Maybe it's for a younger mind or a lesser mind. I don't know. But
well, evidently not, because they take your stuff. They borrow your stuff. So evidently not.
Well, but I guess I just have to accept that. Well, something is working. Nobody ever steals from people who don't have shit valuable. Just for black folks and black men, is being able for you to capitalize on what is valuable.
And I love the discussion, but we're here to actually raise money for the shop. So we've talked. So let's do a little business. If you guys got a few shekels, okay, instead of sending it to me, send it to Artisan. I know you guys love me, but thing is, right now we got to show love to our shop, Stand Up Comics, right? Because I told Artisan it's not just on you, it's on us, right? It's not just his shop, it's our shop. So thing is, if you put Moz put Artisan's link in the how do you want Cash App, Venmo?
Cash App, Venmo. You can do Cash App, $ Artisan MC, lowercase. And if it's for the shop, put for the shop. As soon as you put for the shop forward in the message, I pipe that right into the shop bank account. It doesn't go to me, it goes directly to the shop. It's just that was easier than trying to create a shop Cash App on my phone at the same time. The other way to do it is Venmo, Stand Up Comics. On Venmo, you'll see the logo, King Spawn with stand up comics. That's me. Stand up comics, stand dash up comics on Venmo. And then for any email inquiries, standupcomics21@gmail.com. And then there's also the Patreon, which is Artisan MC, and there you can support the shop on a monthly basis if you want, right? So, you all know how Patreon works. There are different tiers. I'm getting the message from someone else that I need to create 2 new tiers on Patreon. So I'm on there right now trying to create it. I really feel like I'm gonna be dancing around in high heels to pay for y'all.
Whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes, but I do appreciate the help. If you want to feel like you own a part of something, you want to say that, I am a supporter of a Black business and you are part of that business. If I could sell stock shares, I would, but I look at this Patreon pledge as just that, you buying a piece of the shop.
And C.R. Franklin said, I didn't put forward the shop, but I drop you something from C. Franklin. Okay.
C. Franklin? Okay, I'll look in there. I have my phone on mute, so I wouldn't be interrupted, but I should probably check it. Let me and trust and believe I will eventually put up some kind of content. There is content on there for Patreon, but I'm not doing the Patreon just for me. This is for a way that was given to me as an idea, as a way to actually for people to support the shop on a monthly basis. Like, you want comics for it, you get comics for it. You want something else for it, we'll talk about that. But I will try to put content up there that is Patreon exclusive content, that you get something for your money outside of just supporting the shop. God damn it, how do I get back to that?
And Dr. J said, is there any GoFundMe in the works?
GoFundMe is sitting right here in front of me, Dr. T. You mentioned it. I did it. It's right here. I can't screen share it. I'm stuck at the part that's like, why are you fundraising? Because I'm sitting here talking to BGS while I'm here. That's the only reason it's sitting there. So don't make me stay after class. Take my grade down. I'm working on it as we speak. I'm multitasking like always. 3 different things. Right now, I'm trying to get back to this screen on Patreon to actually set up the pledges. So I'm doing it. I'm doing it, sir. I'm on it. Let's take a minute. I don't use this shit all the time. So what other questions do you have, Mr. Hess? Here we go. Getting there.
Okay.
Excuse me. Where is that? I should have named it differently. Oh my God. Dead air?
No, we're here.
Okay.
We're here. Yeah, the thing is that we want to do business. We want to save the shop, right? Okay, you need a certain amount. There's way more. There's more than enough people out here to actually help you save the shop. Okay, Dardar says it's the first of the month. Okay, so you got to get the bills done and get rent squared away. So,
yep, I understand.
Yep.
Where is that fucking drop down for this?
Building the plane as we fly it. So
no, I'm navigating fucking Patreon to get back to the tiers page. And it's like, this is so fucking stupid, dude.
Yeah. I think they changed some things in Patreon.
Yeah, it's like, oh my goddamn God. Anyway, so if you guys got some questions or stuff, let me know. This keeps giving me back to my own Patreon stuff.
So eventually, what do you want the shop to be? Because what is your blue sky? What do you what do you actually mean for the shop to be eventually when you get all the things together? If you could actually have a Thanos snap, what would the shop be?
If I could Thanos snap, what would the shop be? Shop
Hmm.
would be the hub for everything going on geek related. There'd be tabletop gaming again. There'd be comics sold. There would be maybe a stream studio, so independent creators can come through, stream their content from the shop, and get the word out about comics and stuff like that they have coming out. Actually, try to pair that up with YouTube in a sense to where you can have that content streamed and then have the actual physical books here and actually have live people here
Okay.
responding or interacting with the stuff. Believe it or not, when I'm in the shop like I am now and people are coming through, people don't get weirded out completely about live streaming from a comic shop. They actually want to be involved. They just feel like they need to be quiet. That's why I always tell them,
Hmm.
what I'm doing, and they don't have to be quiet because the shop, in a lot of ways, functions. Everybody comes in. It's a conversation going on anytime you walk in here. You can
Right.
join the conversation or you can not. It's your choice. Nobody
Yeah.
is, you know, smearing on your face like, "Who are you? You don't get to talk here." It's not that. It's like,
It's supposed to
please
be.
throw something in.
It's supposed to be the shop, right? And that's what you're. That's
It's the
what you're there
shop.
for. And
It's
that's
a
what happens in the
conversation.
shop. Yeah.
Yeah, everybody can jump into this conversation. You got something to add to the conversation, add it in.
And some of the better shows that I've seen was when the customers came in and interacted with the in the conversation.
Yeah,
With
because
the
it
trainer.
makes it. Yeah, to me, it makes it more organic. That it is
Hmm.
actually a real relationship that you're having with real people, as opposed to some faceless troll talking shit to you while you're streaming.
Okay. Yeah.
You know, these are real people. They like this stuff too. They have ideas because trust and believe when I'm doing my show here and I'm talking about different things that they may have seen, it's always people in here snickering or laughing or
Mm-hmm.
shaking their head like, yeah, you're right. They're doing the same, they're thinking of the same thing. They're thinking of the same thing that you are. They just don't have a platform to actually say it. Well, if I got a soapbox with a big, you can get up here and say what you got to say. Speak. It ain't the whole world, but it's enough people in here. Make your points known. Like you don't like it either. Yeah, we didn't either. Like, it's fine. It's totally fine.
Oh, geek disagreements are always welcome.
Geek. This is the funny part, though.
Mm-hmm.
You only see really heated geek disagreements
Mm-hmm.
online. You never really have heated disagreements in person. That's the funny part about it with the geek stuff. That's why I don't like getting into those arguments about this shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
You'll have conversation with geeks in here and people, have their points that don't agree or whatever, but they're usually
Mm-hmm.
more respectful about how they do that. It's only in the online space where they'll get really belligerent with you about it, because that's when you get into the name calling and stuff. But that's that part of the removal process where you're enough away from the person where they can't swing on your ass. So you you hold it, you carry it a little bit differently. But as far as just in person, nobody actually does that at all. It's like, okay, I don't agree. Well, how can you agree? Look, dude, reading them together for a long time. Of course, they had a threesome. You don't laugh about this shit because you don't take it as seriously that way. So
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I don't know. Behind the keyboard, I think people let their emotions run away when they're behind the keyboard at a safe distance. Okay, because I can't get
Yeah,
punched in the face.
yeah, I can see that. We talked about it before in some other space that the internet allows people's sociopathic tendencies to run amok.
Mm-hmm.
That's
It
what it
does.
is. Just because you have the anonymity of being behind an avatar or online or ways away from people, you let that go to your head and you get to start talking to people all kinds of ways that you wouldn't normally talk to a person at all because there'd be repercussions for that. And to me, that's kind of a problem with our society in a sense, because we want to embrace that part more. That's why I say there's a benefit for a brick and mortar store, because you have an actual connection with live people. So you get stripped of that avatar stuff. You actually get to be who you are, and we accept you for who you are. Because for me, with Geekdom, that's always what it was, especially for Black folks. That's why I think so many Black people gravitate to comics and then X-Men and stuff like that.
Hmm.
It's where you can be accepted. And
Yeah.
it's never about the fuck you look like. It's never about that. You automatically accept it. Oh shit, you like the X-Men? Cool. Who's your favorite? Mr. Sinister. Oh, that motherfucker crazy. I don't know about you. That say something about you. You like Sinister. It gets into all of that stuff, where you just get into actually enjoying this stuff with each other, and it's not about the hell do you look like. Well, you ain't supposed to like this. Ain't you all ignorant and only play with balls and stuff like that? No.
They tripped me out because he talks to geeks like talking to historians.
It is. It is a lot of ways. Like I can say that for dude that used to work here, Zach.
Hmm.
As abrasive as he could be, Zach was a good resource on catching up on books. Even when I wasn't coming here to the shop for a while, I wasn't working here, wasn't coming in buying comics, because I was still, mourning the loss of my friend from here.
Okay.
Every once in a while, I would come in and I just talk to Zach. And I talked to Zach for about 30 minutes or so,
Hmm.
and get a whole history lesson on what's been going on, because he literally read every comic that came in the shop every week, except for
Really?
Archie. He fucking hated Archie.
Who didn't?
Yeah, but other than Archie, he read everything. He read everything. And then he would give you a history lesson on what was happening with this character, or what was happening across multiple storylines, because he would read all of this shit. And I was like, I don't have time to read every goddamn book. I'm sorry, I don't. I don't know if I would subject myself to that. But if you got 8 hours and working in a comic shop,
Right. That's true.
you should probably read some shit. And that's what he did. He read every comic. That was a resource that, like, shit, what can you say about that? Awesome, dude. That's an awesome resource. Because that's what he did.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised people like Disney and Marvel don't come to. I think they picked it up at the conventions where they actually do research, and they pick the minds of the geeks.
They do in some senses, but understand it's kind of a select group. Like there's a couple of YouTubers who make content who are connected with the companies, with Marvel and with DC.
Hmm.
So they'll pick their brains a little bit, because they got a big enough following, so they take that as being like their sample size.
Yeah.
They have a big enough following, so they'll do that. They'll talk to them, because somebody that works there knows that guy, and then that's the relationship, right? It's loose, but it's there. You can see that a lot with Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni when they talk about the Star Wars stuff and a lot of the changes that they make. They listen to the fan base. Now, I can't prove it, but I think you listen to some shit I said, because one of the things I heard that they were doing was actually something we said on Shop Talk Live. I said, damn, them motherfuckers was listening. I heard that right across the bay. Boy, that didn't go far. That didn't take no time, because that was one of the things that implemented. He got the memo, didn't he? He heard it through the grapevine.
Mm-hmm.
That was a change you needed to make. He exactly made that change. And it was recent, because they weren't going in that direction beforehand. It's like, oh wow, that's interesting. That'd be cool to find out.
Maybe
And that's why I put it out there. Like, John, if you're ever in the neighborhood, man, just stop by.
Yeah.
I'd already had Star Killer in here before. You can come through. Like, you know where it's at?
Yeah. Drop an email if you can.
Yeah, fucking hell, dude.
Yeah, because I remember I was doing Insecure reviews, right? And believe it or not, I do believe that one of the producers used to hit me with a cash app every now and then.
And I think they do, because this is what I've seen just listening to the YouTube space, right?
Mm-hmm.
They have to have their pulse a little bit on the culture, what the culture is wanting. And if you want to listen to all the crazy people on Twitter, you'll get into some other thing. But what's the other pulse of what's going on in Geekdom? outside of Twitter or Reddit? YouTube. The people in the comment sections on geek-centric channels. The people who actually sell these comics and stuff in comic shops.
Right.
That's where that comes from. They have to have some kind of feelers in there. Otherwise, they're just throwing stuff against the wall, and they don't know what a stick or what wall. They don't know what people are looking for or asking for or want. They have to have some kind of post. So whether it's a loose where it's 3 people removed or it's just them themselves sitting down and watching YouTube videos, they usually get a post for this stuff. I mean, Jon Favreau is good for that because he talks about watching all the reaction videos of people when Luke Skywalker showed up. They physically said it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're watching YouTube. Okay. Good to know. So if you ever put up a video with Star Wars in it, they might have seen it at some point.
Yeah. Yes, you know, they hear people mention it. Plus, they have assistants that watch too.
Mm-hmm. That they got a whole staff of people that got, you know, nothing to do but try to make this franchise work, and they listen, or they look around and see what's out there. Come on, man. The first time I heard somebody else besides me say KK, I was like, you owe me something. Should owe me something.
I mean, yeah. Everybody refers to as KK now.
Yeah, you should owe me something for that.
Yeah,
everybody.
But
you should.
I see it on Twitter all the time. Yeah, KK's got a hand in this. Yeah,
KK. I'm like, so you understand? That's why I said I say things in a specific way. The reason I said it that way was because I wanted. Black folks is good for making up cool names for people, right? I give everybody a nickname. Right? Especially if I like you. If I don't like you, you probably ain't gonna like the nickname either, so don't worry about it. But I finally fucking found it. Oh my god, that took forever.
You got it? Okay.
Yeah, I found it. I found it on Patreon. But the other one was that you have to make your stuff stand out in the YouTube sense, right? So how do you do it? Well, because this heifer is from Berkeley, she's somewhere close by. And I didn't want to have the store be impacted by any of that shit. I never wanted to call her by her name because understand it's a respect to call somebody by their name.
Okay.
It's a respect to call somebody by their name. Now you can consider it passive aggressive if you want to. Black folks did this all the time. Ever since slavery, we never called massa massa. But boss means something. Boss spelled backwards is an abbreviation for saying stupid son of a bitch. That's how you get away with calling the boss, calling massa a stupid son of a bitch. Call him boss. Right? So calling her KK and not by her name makes it a code word. It makes it something that I'm using. White folks probably won't use because it sounds like you're missing the other K. Right? Too close to saying you one more and you out of there, boy. Your channel will be messed up. Right?
Strike for you.
Yeah, strike for you. It's something that I can use to let the people know that I'm talking to, who I'm talking about without saying it directly. And if you hear it repeated, you know exactly where it came from. Because everybody else was running all over the place calling her by her full name. Why would I give that bitch that respect? You're fucking up something I love. Fuck you. I'm not calling you your name. No, I'm never using your name. No. No time, no shine. No. So when I heard that coming out of somebody else's mouth, I was like, on another channel, bigger than mine, like, oh, you listen. Or somebody that listened to me was in your chat and said it. I don't know. It's fun. It's fun for me because I like using new words. I like using words and language. There's a lot of stuff you can use. I just use curse words because I enjoy that part too.
See what Akwateki says, give KK that Roger Dangerfield treatment and no respect.
Yeah, no respect. You don't get no respect. No, you don't. I can thank you for the color purple too. No, you don't get no respect. You have my respect if you actually got out of there. If you just left on your own and didn't burn the building down when you was on the way out, I respect you a lot more.
Mad Villainy says, I'm out of the loop. Who's KK? It should be obvious.
That's it. Those who know, and those who don't know. Kathleen Kennedy. KK is Kathleen Kennedy.
Kennedy.
Kathleen Kennedy. Okay, you're gonna make me fix something here, Dr. T.
Okay, yeah.
2 more tears.
And we got the head geek in charge. Okay, there's Mongo. Mongo the
Uh
geek.
oh. Uh oh.
Unmute, Charles.
Charles in this bitch.
There he is. Stogie. Oh, yeah. He's got the cigars without the liquors. So.
As long as he don't got a Truce microphone, I'll be fine.
It's the back trunk. I'm gonna get the cigars with the lid on. We're gonna donate to our favorite comic book nigga.
Charles is my dude just because Charles is Charles. You can't say shit about Charles.
Charles is he's an original,
He is definitely an original.
I'm like a Jack Kirby to Stan Lee comic book. I'm an original, baby.
Yeah.
And it makes you laugh because it's funny and because it's true.
It's because it's true.
I'm sweating man, I'm sweating like a runaway slave because Baltimore, I keep forgetting the Mid-Atlantic. It's really, really cold and it gets really, really fucking hot. Like, when you have 3 Negroes up here, it counts as an underground railroad when you see 3 or more niggas sweating together.
What? What?
We have a law in this state where it gets this hot, it's illegal to pick cotton out of a bottle. I tell people I could not be a slave back then. I'd be like, well, master, you're gonna have to whip my ass.
Shuffling off to Florida, huh?
What was that Jim Brown quote? Well, that's just an ass whooping I'm gonna have to take.
Like, what happened to master? He whipped me back.
But go ahead, speak on being a geek, black geek, Charles, a black nerd, black geek.
Well, it's a glorious, but because me and Artis are far in age, he's probably about 7, 8 years older, not far from age, but when we came up, it wasn't as popular as it is now because it kind of takes the fun out of it. Everybody wasn't proud with certain people. So we came up with the comic books and probably had to come up in a few fights when niggas snatch your shit. I'm telling you, the 92 fucking X-Men was a motherfucker. It's one of those developments of like your geekdom also influenced the way you are in your real life as well, because you get a philosophical from your comics and your anime. And it makes you want to, and with certain things in comics, it actually increases not only vocabulary, but also your knowledge. Wait a minute. If they say this is the science of, let's say, how much can Superman lift and how much pressure, how strong he is, it makes you research that in real life. Or how would the super soldier theorem actually work in the real world? So it actually increases your knowledge for the real world science as well. But the proud thing, nobody can do it better. And it's I'm actually proud of Artisan because he's only one of 2 people that one lady in the Philadelphia area who opened up a comic shop a few years ago, and he's the only other. And for us to have a black geek, because a lot of people don't like to admit this. A lot of people don't like to admit this. Elements in the community if you go to the wrong places. Where people will say, you can't dress up as Superman. Superman's white. No, he's Kryptonian, motherfucker.
That's Kryptonian. That means he absorbs solar radiation. That means you got to have some melanin in him, right?
It's underneath.
Even though I do like.
Never seen a white guy in the sun that didn't burn.
It was kind of
blue eyes. Yeah.
Classes. They said, you can. He said, one of the biggest things is sunburn. I said, for you. I said, hell, the only thing I did in Iraq was get stronger and blacker. And it's funny because we had like Otakon, you know, people tell black geeks you can't dress up as Harley Quinn, Superman, Captain America. But you're noticing a lot of. I'm kind of happy they made General Zod black. He was cool as fuck. And it's like only a black man was sent to prison, and they forget to let him out. Man, that's the worst. But it's across the gambit, and I think a lot of talented artists and writers, because you know I'll go to the Comic Cons with my son and his best friend, and they'll actually pull up charts. This is how many, like 90, what is it, 98% of your writers and artists are white male.
Yeah.
So right now, comics, American comics, even though Japanese manga is kicking our ass right now.
Yeah.
This is the time. Oh yeah.
You know why though?
And it's because, you know, people read comics to get away from the real world.
Mm-hmm.
You can put a little bit of, you know, real world things in it, but make it interesting. Don't just say it to put a narrative. Like, I mean, for God's sakes, you had in comics where Black Panther and Superman took on the Klan, but the story made sense. Now they're doing it just to push a narrative, and what happens is even the people of the alphabet community don't like those stories. Because you have a decent amount, a nice little amount, who are comic book and anime fans, and they don't like it. They're like, wait a minute, I want to read this book to get away from all that shit.
Right, which is why manga is comic book. That's why. They're doing it because they're concentrating on character development and their stories and leaving out a lot of the agenda.
Yeah, that's the benefit of it. Like we look at My Hero Academia, we like a coming of age story. People love that shit, and we fail viciously of that coming of age story because you know these are the stories that you know BGS, same age as my mom. You'll probably be about what 63 this year.
Yeah.
So you got to think about it. Y'all came up during the time when Barry Allen came out, when Hal Jordan and
Yep.
and what was the what's his name? God damn it, what's the Black Green Lantern's name?
John Stewart. Don't help him. Don't help him. Don't help him. Don't help him. Nah.
Go ahead,
What you got in them cigars, man? You should know that.
Go ahead, kick the chair.
Hold that backup call.
It's the John Stewart because I actually got an autograph.
Okay.
I got it from Neil Adams. You know, may he rest in peace. And it's funny because,
shout out to Neil Adams for creating John Stewart.
and it's funny because when I wish I would have just took my camera out and interviewed him because every time I met Neil Adams, it was like meeting a family friend. He remembered my name. He remembered my son. Hell, he remembered my son's best friend. And I was like, okay, excuse me. They're running around and they looking at all the stuff. He's like, man, it's like my grandkids here. And he always calls me arms when he sees me, when he sees me. And it was like he said, do you know what the importance? He's like, I know I'm a white guy, but he's like, you telling me black people can't be super? He's like, look at what they accomplished and what they've been through. That's not superhuman to you. I don't know what the hell it is.
Well, see, that's the thing. You have some. I had to break my friend, right? I had to break my friend down about this because he brought his son in the shop. And he wanted to get him some comics, and he wanted to only get him comics about black folks, right? Got a mute Charles, but he only wanted to buy his son comics with black folks in it, and he went to Black Panther, right? And his son had picked up one book. He said, "Well, I want this one." He said, "No, that's white dude, so whatever. What about this Black Panther?" And I had to tell him, I said, "Well, you know, Black Panther was created by a white dude. It is, but it didn't take away from how he set him up, not to be a token, but set him up in a good place where this is a character that you can actually look up to. a black boy could look up to this character like, damn, I want to be like T'Challa. Like, goddamn, he ballsy, right? Right.
Yeah.
He got the intelligence, he got the strength and speed. He can kick Captain America's ass. He can beat Reed Richardson chest. Like, shit, what does Negro Pig do? He don't fly? He don't fly? Nope, don't fly.
Yeah, he gave Thanos' army a run for his money.
Yeah, beat the hell out of Thanos' army, kicked him out of Wakanda. Black Dwarf got the business. I'm sorry. He went toe to toe with that big motherfucker.
Can I say something, gentlemen? Matter of fact, peace. How y'all doing? How you doing,
Hey,
BTS?
Malika, what's going on?
What's up,
What's
Malika?
wrong?
AB.
Malika, my favorite fellow cop and geek.
I gotta say something.
Before you say something, we're gonna call our team Guns and Comics.
Hey, that might
should
be a
be
good name for a shop.
Okay.
Guns and Comics.
No, I'm claiming the hero's journey. That's gonna be the next name for the show.
Okay.
I'm claiming the hero's journey. But
I
fuck,
wanna
I just put it
give-
online.
I wanted to give Artisan his flowers, man. I know we trying to raise money. You're gonna get some money on payday, brother. So, but I want to say, thank you
Thank
to
you.
him because he gave a platform every Sunday for the past 2 years, and he gives us
Three.
something that where we can just come, and it's like coming to your friend, man. And it's a place for kindred spirits. He's a good brother. He's a brother that he might seem kind of harsh, but when you get to know him, he has a heart. He has a heart for geekdom. He has a heart for Black people. He just has a heart for people, and I love him as a friend, but also as a fellow geek, but also as a Black man who, in the middle of a pandemic, decided to take a chance to keep a dream open, not just for the money, but just because something that we all recognize. Artisan and I are Gen Xers, and we were the original Bad Batch. We were the dudes that, okay, the canary in the coal mines, we gonna see what these bunch of niggas gonna see. Like, if they make it, they make it. If they don't, they don't. And for Artisan and I mean, I'm 50, Artisan is 47. And for us that we saw the
48.
culmination- I'm sorry.
48. He's gonna be 49 this year.
He's 48.
Old niggas.
Yes, we are.
I'm 40 and I'm not old, so screw y'all niggas.
You're on your way. You're on your way.
Yeah.
Crossing over. Get one more year. You'll be on.
Yeah,
Hey, be quiet back there, tail gunner. You just keep them muffled.
and I'm right behind him too. Go ahead.
You ain't an old fart yet. You just a young shit stain, man.
Nah,
But-
old shit stain.
Yeah. But
Go ahead.
But what
Malika.
I love about him, man, is that he had, for the past 2 years, he opens every Sunday with 3 subjects: life, YouTube, and geekdom. And he has a way of weaving all 3 together that makes you understand what culminates, and that shows a man that has been through something. This is a brother that doesn't ask for much. This is a brother that doesn't care for much. Even though he says, I need 10 people at every beginning, and as he should, but he should be getting more. And I love him for just being a brother with a heart, and a brother for the love of the community, and a brother just for the love of just wanting to keep spreading this. And there's very few of us Black geeks that are just real in this sector, not just on YouTube, but in this sector of the Black manosphere. There's few rare of us, but Artisan has carved his own niche because he's himself.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that he accepts. All right, there's 3 dudes that I could say that accepts any Black man. Angry Man accepts any Black man. BGS accepts any Black man. Artisan definitely accepts any Black man. Doesn't matter if you're young, you're old, you're rich, you're poor, you're smart, you're dumb, you're fat, you're skinny, you're ugly, you're handsome. If you're a Black man that you have a heart for life. You have a heart for other black men. No matter where you come from, it's cool. One of the amazing things that I saw was when Grinch came in and you, BGS, Artisan, and Grinch had a 3-hour talk on Dune. And I was like, ain't this some shit? And the Grinch is one of the most hardest dudes you work, but this dude had something, and that's what was the beautiful part of how the way this sector is. The Grinch talked about Dune. He understood the political views. He broke stuff down. He said he read these books from beginning to end. And if you have something that is very, 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 very complex as the mythos of Dune, and you can have brothers come together and you can just talk about it. But at the same time, you're not just talking about geek shit, but you're talking about political, social, and where we as black men, we can identify with it. This is something that's great. And the shop is not just his physical shop. The shop is us as men. It's men coming together. It's men just, and even we have women coming in too. And it's just bouncing ideas off. And like how he says, become our modern day cheers. And I look forward every Sunday just to talk and just to hear us brothers just expound. And it's a beautiful thing. And I give him flowers for doing that. I don't care if it gets big. I don't care if it stays the way. I'm just happy that we have it. And we have brothers like him who are here and that I can connect to him. You know what he did, BGS? When Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness came out, the first week, I didn't see it. And I had texted him, I said, yo, man, I'm gonna go see it. And then when I came out the movie theater on a Monday, and I texted him, and I said, I saw it, it was great, it's cool. He texts me back and he says, yo, I'm going live. I want to get your call. And I said, man, I'm in the grocery store. He's like, all right, I don't care. That
sounds like Artisan.
Yeah, that sounds like Artisan, definitely.
But here's the thing. Here's the beautiful thing. I don't know nobody, man. I'm just the dude that likes to come online, and I just built a friendship and a kinship with him and other brothers. But this dude opened up a 2-hour panel while I'm in the grocery store shopping, and I stole one of Kevin Samuel's signs. I said, "Hey, live from life," and we talked about that while I was shopping in the grocery store. And he said,
I don't like seeing people left out. I mean, color it as me growing up as a kid, being a small kid at one time, and then I got bigger, and then people stopped fucking with me. But whatever, I don't like seeing people left out, especially brothers. And we had that whole conversation on Sunday, and Malika couldn't really be a part of it, and I couldn't get out everything I wanted to say because I didn't want to spoil it for him. Like a cinephile like I am. So I know he treasuring his moment that he get to sit down for that 2 hours and watch this shit and take it all in. And I don't want to say too much to ruin it for him. So for me, there was no other option. Look, I had time. Like, okay, he watched it. We need your take. Get your ass up here. Come on, let's get it.
But can I say something?
Go ahead.
I thank you for that, and I love you for that, because it made me feel good. It made me feel special that you saw me as a fellow brother and you saw my importance to be connected. And I was like, wow. And it's not just me, it's everybody. When he has brothers that come in, Joe Herb and how the way the brothers from Fraction, he's connecting. Anything Star Trek comes on, he asks AB, and AB breaks it down. Now, I'm a Trekkie, but I'm not a Trekkie like AB. AB
is my man in the Federation. I refuse right now.
Sometimes I wish I wouldn't have suffered through the card season.
I'm talking to Lieutenant 83 about what's going on in the Federation.
He's the dude that mans the transporters, okay, that you see.
Transporter chief.
Transporter the chief.
He got stock in dilithium crystals.
He does. Except when he has to clean them bad boys.
Yeah, definitely.
But that's the beauty. That's why I'm saying we got to give this brother his flowers.
Mm-hmm.
And it just, and you know what, as like, you know, when 6 years ago, when you had the white manosphere where black people went over and it was cool, all right. But
Mm-hmm.
you know, when you had the white manosphere where you had white geeks, it's
Mm-hmm.
cool, you get to know. But when we start talking about, okay, Blue Marvel, you know, when we clown Charles, like, okay, you forgot the name of the Black Green Lantern? Okay, brother.
Shame on you.
Yeah, I would have
No
got you.
shame. I know who John Stewart is. That's why I said it.
But then when we say Dennis
Okay.
Cowan, you know, when we talk about Reginald Hudlin,
Mm-hmm.
you know, people like Reginald Hudlin, they, you know, what the dude that did house party movies and, you know, directed coming, you know, on. No, we know that Reginald Hudlin, but we don't know Reginald Hudlin that, you know, he helped bring back Milestone Comics. He wrote, you know, for
Yeah,
Black Panther.
rewrote, redesigned the Black Panther. He didn't just write; he
Exactly.
redesigned the whole
Oh
Black
shit.
Panther. And you know, just like it was a labor of love. He did it because he loved the Black Panther. He didn't do it to make money. You know, just like
No.
Wesley Snipes rewrote Blade. No,
Yep.
I want the Blade that I want.
Right. Made
That
that
was
into a
awesome
whole new
Blade.
character.
Mm-hmm.
A whole new
And but,
character. That's a hell
but
of a
then
lot
also
better.
gave life back to Marvel films too.
Yeah,
Quite
you
True.
know,
together.
and so they used that template of the Hudlin brothers in Blade, you know, with Wesley Snipes actually rewrite Iron Man for the next MCU because Iron Man was not, you know, wasn't as snarky, wasn't the same kind of character that they portrayed in the movies. They rewrote the whole character.
So that helped.
Yeah, because Iron Man was, you know, it's like okay, yeah, you know, he was a character.
Well, you had to remember the Iron Man, as much as he's out in front now, he was never really that out in front character like that.
No,
Tony Stark was always off doing his own shit, getting drunk, doing whatever he was. Right? He
mm,
was by himself most of the time. He was maybe B-list at best.
yes,
But you know, you don't go into battle with everybody you want. You go with what you got, and that's what Marvel Entertainment did. This is what they had, so they
yeah,
turned Iron Man into the character that you know Marvel Comics for in movies now,
yeah,
regardless. So huge props to a redesign on that character because it made it more fun,
Relatable.
more real, and more relatable.
right, yeah,
Because I don't know how many even white boys can relate to some super rich white boy who got all this money and can just build whatever he wants. I know a lot of white boys. They ain't that rich and they ain't that damn smart. So I don't
yeah,
know who that's relating to. Maybe Howard Hughes, but he been dead a long time.
yeah,
So
That's who Stanley built Tony Stark off of back in the 60s.
mm-hmm.
yeah, Howard Hughes.
Because
Howard Hughes, yeah,
but if you go on Disney Plus and when they're talking to Robert Downey Jr., they were trying to figure out like how they do. When Robert Downey Jr. came in, his swagger, the snarkiness, the quirkiness, they said, yeah, that's our Tony Stark for the modern day for people to relate to.
Mhm.
mm-hmm.
You
Yeah,
know,
he is Tony Stark. That character is inseparable from him right now. That's why they ain't trying to rush to recast his ass. Like, gonna be an uproar. People gonna be pissed off. Like, what the hell? Excuse me.
but you know what? But you know what, homie? If nobody hasn't said it, I'm going to say it. I love you. I respect you. You're a good friend. You're a good confidant. You're a good mentor. You helped me in situations and times when I was down, when we would talk on the phone, when we would text and email. And I appreciate that. And that's what a brother's about. It's not always about the movies. It's not always about the comics. It's not always about the geek stuff. But you said it best when you were on Dr. Tia's Sons when you were talking about Maverick. You know what Goose was to Maverick? His conscience. He was the dude that could
He
keep.
was.
Because remember, Goose never called him Maverick. Goose always called him Pete.
Mm-hmm.
Goose kept him level.
Peter Mav. Yep.
You are our wingman, Artisan. No, you are. And I got to say that. You are our wingman. You are our Goose. I was trying to figure like who can he be? I said, no, Artisan's our
Maybe
wingman.
never. Can't be the test pilot. About to blow this bitch up over someplace I don't know where I am.
No, because you know why? You keep it level, man.
Yeah.
You keep it you keep it level. You keep it level because if I was going through something, I want to do something, you would say A, B, C, D, F, G. BGS would say something to me too. And Angry Man would definitely say something. And I would say, okay, all three of these dudes are giving me something. I was like, you know, BGS is Gandalf. And I gotta say, you know, Angry Man Sam Seed, as tough as he is, he is. Angry Man's gonna give you that hard, brutal work, but you're gonna understand it in the end why he's giving it to you. No. Angry Man's not Sam Seed. Angry Man's Pai Mei. He's going to give you that hard stuff. But I understand why all three of you guys do what you do. And you are the Black Manosphere's wingman. Our wingman in this Black Manosphere. And that's what I respect you and I love you for that. And you keep us grounded and you keep our head in the game. And you make sure that, you know, okay. And you also tell the truth, even though when we don't want it, or even though we don't want to hear it. You know, I'm the type of guy, I'm like, do you want me to tell you the truth or you want me to lie to you? You're just going to say, man, fuck that, Malika. It's this, and this, and this, and this.
No, I'm not going to lie. I wouldn't do it to my kids. I didn't appreciate it when people did it to me. I'm not going to lie to you. It doesn't have to be pleasant. It doesn't have to be pleasant, but it will be real. And if anything, you can know in this life that I will be real with you. You don't have to like everything I say, but you will know where the hell I stand.
And that's why I appreciate that and I respect that. And that's why this place is not just, you know, a place to get comics, a place to just go talk. It's a place, but also another thing is, man, you're unapologetically masculine and you hold that to a T. And I love that, you know, when we talk with BGS, we talk with Dr. T, and we talk with Situate, we talk with this, and even we come back and be like, here we go with this feminist BS. Here we go with this woke shit. Ain't that a bitch? But we can speak on it without worrying about somebody come at our necks. And if they even do come at our necks, we don't care because we see the bullshit. We see the matrix code. And it's opening our eyes and we're seeing how the way it is and how the way it changes. The change is already here, but we see how the way it's going. And I like that, like, you know, when you were talking with Dr. T, we're seeing like, okay, we see this here, we see that there.
Mm-hmm.
And we're not holding our tongue about it. And it's good that we can speak on it because sometimes, you know, as Black men, we silent. We don't want to say nothing. We don't want to ruffle the feathers. No, you want to ruffle the feathers. And that's what I like about it. I'm like, oh, artists want to ruffle the feathers. I'm like, oh.
Well, I don't know. It wasn't even getting old. It just got to a point where I could have my own freedom and my own space and speak my own thoughts and understood that if I don't speak what I believe for myself, who else is going to do it?
Mm-hmm.
Nobody.
Mm-hmm.
If I don't take the initiative to do the things that I want to see, who else is going to do it for me? If I don't be the type of person that I would have liked when I was growing up, how else will there be one? You know, I've never had that mentality that it should be just something that somebody else will do for me, like just bitch about it and it'll appear. That's not how I was raised. That's not what my life experience has been. Everything that I've had to do and that I've had to want, I've had to go after it alone if it need be. I'd have to because nobody else is going to.
Yeah.
That's just what it was with me. So I can say, because I've seen it in other brothers, that it might be a Gen X mentality more so.
Nope.
Not to shame the later generations. It's not that. It's just a more Gen X mentality where we would have to do it ourselves. Like we talked about in the space a lot. You got to get it out the mud yourself.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Nobody's coming to save you. Nobody's gonna beat the bully down for you. You're gonna have to figure out how to stand your ass up and grab your little baby nuts and kick him in his. You're just gonna have to figure it out, and that's what we always had to do. So I always take that position of, especially with Malika. Look, I will be for you what I wanted somebody to be for me. And that's why it's not hard for me. It's not hard for me to recognize if, okay, this brother is saying this, let me talk to him and see what I can do for him. I can't do a lot, but what I do have is a pair of ears and some opinions. You may not like them, but I got them. So you don't have to like them. That's the beautiful part about it. So you know, take what you need or what works for you and leave the rest. It doesn't matter. So for me, it's more about creating that brotherhood and actually being there for brothers in the same way that I would have wanted for myself. And when I look at it that way, it's never actually a chore. It's never actually a chore. It meant I didn't, Malika, honestly, I didn't think about bringing you on that stream that day more than 30 seconds. I didn't think about it more than 30 seconds. I knew I had the time and I could do it. I fucking did it. Same thing with the shop. I had the money. I can do it. I did it. And if anything, that works into Charles is like being a hero of your own narrative, or I fucking swooped in to try to save this fucking place. That's what I did. I came in like Blue Marvel and was like, I'll lift this. Fuck it. Because I knew I could. That was it. It's not taking a lot of lead time for me. I just want to be able to do something to actually help brothers and help other people.
You know what?
You know what, Artisan? When I started opening up this stuff, and I finally got my dual licenses for security and private eye executive protection, it's one of those things. It's one of the most.
Some cocksucker just. I'm sorry, Charles. I just saw this email in there. Somebody blocked my goddamn video. Somebody just recorded my fucking video from Sunday.
From
a whole day later, you blocked my video.
Which video?
My shop talk for me Sunday.
The whole thing?
Yeah, they got a copyright claim on it. It's blocked.
Wow. Okay.
What?
For what? Like, get the fuck out of here.
I'm trying to remember. What did you do?
Anyway, Charles, I'm sorry. That was an immediate reaction. I just saw this. I'm like, what the fuck?
I'm doing that one because we're doing something.
Because I played that clip from James Corden, CBS. CBS got me.
Oh, okay.
CBS has been being dicks recently.
Fuck them motherfuckers. It's funny because I feel you, because when one of the most manly things you can do is to build and cultivate something that you love. And it took a while for me. There are times when I personally was in a game, I feel like giving the fuck up. But things started to move in the direction little by little. Like my old department tried to throw a monkey wrench. Fuck, they tried to throw a grenade in it. But like the Juggernaut, you can slow his forward momentum. You can't stop it. And when the state heard about it, they were like, and I quote what the trooper said, "Fuck them motherfuckers." You gave them how many years? They try to, all right, we got you. And trust me, this store is not going to close. Call it now. I'm gonna call it now. I don't know how, where, I don't know what time, but this store is going to be years to come. And it's funny because I see one thing in the manosphere that we need to start networking more. That's the one thing I've learned with my channel. We have to network more because there's so many tactical guys who like, yo, go here for training. You can hire this guy. If you want to send your guys here's the grants. We got to see, everybody's down for talking about the gynocracy, but what about you about talking about men empowerment? Where put your money where your mouth is. See, the one reason the women beat us is because even if it's bullshit, they'll put their money on it because they believe in that.
That's very true.
So I'm gonna ask everybody, put your money where your goddamn mouth is, because if Artisan's your brother in here, act like a brother. That's why I trademarked my brother, my champion, my savior. Why don't you be a brother, a champion for the man, and be his savior for his shop?
No doubt.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it doesn't. The thing is, it doesn't take much, man. I know the money's here because, uh, we the money Kevin would get it sometimes in super chats in a night is more than enough to save this shop. Okay, the guys are here. The money's here. Okay, there's more than enough people. There's 100 people here. Okay.
Hey,
Um,
BG, go
yes,
ahead.
sir.
I ain't gonna lie. I didn't watch Kevin Samuels much, but I hope I grew up and be like Kevin Samuels because he was making a ton of money. That car. I looked at them super chats like,
and
dang.
deservedly so.
True. That's
To
true.
me,
I just didn't want to watch old tired Strags all day.
yeah, people like
It wasn't him.
Kevin, people like Artisan, people like Dr. J. For me, they can never make too much money. Okay, can never make too much money in my estimation. So,
Right.
I was proud of him. I told him, man, make $1 billion if you can. I have no problem with that. The thing is, the saying that there's not money in the sector, there's not enough to money to actually go around in the sector is not true. Okay, there's more than enough money to save this shop. The shop, this is not an impossible task. He's not asking for $100,000, right?
Right.
Not an impossible task. Okay, it can be done, right? I got 40,000 subscribers, right? If 10% of my subscribers get $5 each, they can more than they can keep the shop going for a year. Okay, just 10%, get $5 each. Keep the shop going for a year. It doesn't take that much. And if you love me, if you respect what I've done over the past 8 years, man, you know, these are the guys that I bleed for. This is why I'm here. I'm not here to make any money. I'm not here to impress people. These guys that you see are the reason that I'm here. I'm here for the brother. I'm here for the empowerment and upliftment and the improvement of black men. And this is one of the guys that can help you do it because the first time he was on my show, man, I said, man, shit that I could never even memorize, man. You know more about this lore, this mythology, the breakdown of these characters, their psychology that I can't even touch, man. You need to do this, okay? Because we're steeped in this cinematic mythology that we see online, we see in movies, but we don't know how to break it down, right? Somebody with the expertise and the knowledge and the history, historical knowledge of these characters can actually break it down for us. That's why I say, hey man, you should do this because you're too good at it. So for him to actually come in and actually make a stand, because I come from a conscious community stand. This is nothing, man. This is something that we do all the time, man. Something that's important, that's part of who we really are. A lot of black guys don't want to admit that comics and geekdom and games and video games, all this shit are part of us, man. Are part
Yes,
of
they
us.
are.
And we try to hide in a corner like it's not cool, right? But Artisan makes this stuff cool. That's like we need people like him. Go ahead.
Because he is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. He makes it normal.
I ain't never been cool. So I'm cool now. Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate that.
Yeah. What I'm saying is,
other side of the pillow on ice on a baby's ass, cool.
Yeah. You said, BGS, why are you a guest on somebody's channel and they got 6 people watching? Okay, I don't give a fuck, right? I think these people are important. I want to talk to these people. I want to, if I can help them, I want to help them because I think they should be known. I think they should have Artisan should have as big a following as the white geeks that are out there. There's no reason that he should.
Absolutely.
Okay? He's spitting the same fire that they are. Okay.
They're stealing his stuff, actually.
You know what the funny thing was, man?
Go ahead.
I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go back 3 years ago.
DJ B-side said Iceman Cole. See, you gonna make me the winner. You gonna make me the Iceman without the tracheotomy.
What's colder than cold, right? What's colder than cold, right?
Ice cold.
But now our artist's new nickname in the manosphere is Bobby Drake.
Yeah, pre trying to make him gay.
Yeah, the pre.
When I got that one ice hand.
Hey, check this out. Cooler than Freddie Jackson sipping on a milkshake in a snowstorm.
Dang, tell him, PD. Tell him.
I mean, this motherfucker's cooler than polar bear piss.
Oh dear. Y'all was something else. Y'all keeping a lot of crazy.
Nigga, you so cool. Breezes come and ask you for a reference.
That motherfucker's so cool. When I asked for cognac or the rocks, this nigga got his fucking finger in the cup.
Is that cold enough for you, nigga?
Nigga, that's too cool.
It's
But I
cool.
mean, I remember like this had to be a year ago, and he answered the phone, and I just yell out, "What?" And he had to like mute himself. He was like laughing like shit one day when I was like, "Hey, busting guts," and he had to hold the phone away and mute himself because he was laughing so damn. Oh my god, that was golden.
All right. Well, the crowd is winding down. Okay.
So, should I go over all these? I wrote down everybody who
go ahead.
donated.
Yeah, please do. Please
I don't
do.
want to give anybody's governments out.
Please do. Please do.
But I will say, which one would be better? First name or no last name?
Player's choice. What's more industry?
Okay, let's say Arvin Kenny, thank you for that support, brother. Enigma, thank you for that support. T. Douglas, thank you for the support. BGS, thank you for that support. Erika G, thank you for that support. Willie Ann, thank you for the support. Christian C, thank you for the support. D. Casterian Johns, thank you. C. Bentley, thank you for the support. Atticus, thank you for the support. LaKinsey, thank you for the support. Aqua Techie, thank you for the support. Joe Herb in the building. What's up, Herb?
Joe Herb, get Joe Herb on camera, sir, if you can.
You got to come around this side because folks want to see you. Michael M. Ward, thank you for the support.
Yeah, Sensei.
Joe Herb, what up, Mike?
How you doing there, sir? Oh, yeah, how you doing there?
Joe Herb, what's up, homie?
We got
What's
AB.
going on? How you doing? How you doing there?
You know, Joe Herb came.
Member of the chief of the Black Line.
You get that?
Nah.
You don't get that?
Nah.
He started a security company, so he's Black Lion Security. I said, nigga, I know a Voltron reference when I see one. What are you doing? You get to be the Black Lion?
Commander of the Black Line.
He's the Black Lion. Oh, dude, if you don't get a logo with an armored lion on it,
yeah, you gotta get at least one.
It's
you don't get an armored lion on your logo, you are fucking up.
What my trademark lawyer said. I love it, but you know they're gonna come after your ass for that.
Just change it enough. Change it enough. And when you make the lion, make him have them big ass arms you got.
Oh yeah, we got Joe Herb coming in the shop like a feature in a comic. God damn.
Yeah.
Feature.
You know,
we got artist and MC featuring Joe Herb.
You're featuring Joe Herb
all day.
I was watching the watching the live stream when I was at work.
Oh,
got the part train. I want to know how much time we got.
You got time? You got some time?
Oh yeah, well, if you're here, we got time.
What time is it? Well, it's 5, so it's
no. I was talking about how much time we got left to donate.
You got time to donate. The shop ain't closed and the bank is closed, but I can take him a check next door. That's nothing. I just don't want that shit to be coming back at me. That's it. So as long as I send it over there. He given this is just insider information, you guys. Today, but because he dropped that paperwork off on Free Comic Book Day, which was like the 7th, we gave like 5 days after that, so the week. So that's what it was. That's why Mateo and them aren't here today. I talked to them about it, let them know what's going on. But Mateo is moving to New York. I'm at New Mexico Friday, so he's gonna be out of here anyway. So it's only Ali. So that's what that is. We keep it open, then I'll bring on Andre and he'll work here for at least a month or so. So you got some time.
We'll make another donation, man. If I can try to save this, man, I will. Shit.
No, I will.
All hands on deck. So
hands on this. Let me finish this real quick, AB, so I don't leave anybody out of the damn shine, because I do appreciate all the support, you guys. I'm a bit flustered by it, I could say. I guess flustered is a good word to use in a sense, but I'm I'm surprised and grateful. You guys don't know this. It's not often that you find something that means anything to anybody else. It may mean something to you, but you don't know how much it means to other people. And hearing these brothers come up and actually say shit about me where I'm just being me. I'm not thinking about it in the later sense. I'm just being me and trying to be decent to the people I deal with. And to hear them say that stuff is really, touching. BGS almost broke me down crying last night when he said some shit to me, and I was like, okay. So I was glad when I got off the phone with him, not because I didn't like talking to him, but so I can just have a minute to sit there and just, be in the shop and thinking about what I just heard, and just like, I'd have paid for that when I was younger. I'd have paid for that shit when I was younger, and I would have been a broke kid, but I would have paid to hear something like that. So I appreciate the support, you guys. I really do.
And I said it, win, lose, or draw, man. We're proud of you. Win, lose, or draw. However it comes out, man. You know, you fought the fight, so win, lose, or draw. We with you.
Yeah, Ali said this to me while I was doing my staff meeting. He said, you kept it alive longer than it would have if you didn't. So you can't be mad. Now, Ali ain't even a brother. Ali is not even a brother. But even he recognizes, like, look, the shit was about to hit the ground anyway.
Yeah.
You kept it from doing that and tried to, bring the plane up. In a Top Gun reference, I'm making that pull at Coffin Corner.
Yeah, you are.
I'm on the stick and trying to pull those 10 G's.
Yeah.
So I'm pissed off in a sense that it's coming the way it is, because I still want to be in that fight. But
yeah, the thing is, you can't do it by yourself, man.
I got something to tell him.
You can't do it by yourself, so we
can all hands on that. I gotta say something to him.
Go ahead.
Artisan.
Mm-hmm.
On your left.
Right.
You hear me, Artisan? On your left.
Mm-hmm.
Never forget that.
To me,
whenever you down, let me tell you something, man. Hold on, AB. I don't mean to cut you off. Whenever you down, always remember this, Artisan. We on your left.
We're on your left.
On your left.
On your left. Thank you. Thank you for saying that.
No, thank you. Thank you for
being
there for us.
Doing my little deal.
You go out on the street and shake some people down.
I don't think we made the 2K, but we're working on it, Pablo.
No. I have to total it up. I wrote it down, but I didn't total it up. I just wanted to make sure I gave everybody their props. I stopped at Michael. Shout out to Michael. Shout out to Charles. Shout out to Smitty James. Appreciate you, Smitty James. Mad Villainy, appreciate you. Listen, brother, appreciate you. Jay McLaren, appreciate you. D Joseph, I think that's the D I know. Appreciate you, D. C Bellamy, appreciate you. Listen, brother, appreciate you. And the no one, the unknown package man, appreciate you.
That sounds like a drug reference to me.
Yeah.
You know what it means.
You put your name.
Those that know.
We're gonna in a few we're gonna pass it on to the Doughboy, because he's got a link up. The link is in the chat.
Yeah, I just tried to dispute my copyright claim. Told him it was for educational purposes.
Well, actually,
we were talking about it. We were commenting.
Artisan, you're in good company, because
basically you should be you're actually doing a commentary on it. It should be allowed.
Yeah, it's not just you, Artisan. They're giving Angry Joe a heck of a time.
Yeah,
he's doing reviews on Star Trek and
Halo.
And sometimes he gives it a crap review. Sometimes he gives it a good review, and they still taking his videos down. I'm like, somebody at CBS need to get fired, because this is.
Well, CBS is, CBS.
I know they're old media.
I'm not gonna say it right here, but look. Did I use a talk show host clip? Yeah, I did. I played it right off of fucking YouTube. And all I did was to illustrate the point that Tom Cruise actually was flying a plane. He actually knows how to fly a plane.
And
that was it.
That was it.
Fair use all day and took it off of there. I'm not restreaming the whole fucking show. Come on.
Yeah,
man.
it was a clip.
Anyway,
Aquatech, he says package.
that package. And Aquatech, if you want to laugh a little bit, I did send no one a package, and he got that shit. Got a package.
How do you send a package to no one?
Through the mail. Wrapped in brown cardboard. Without a packing tape. Dropped off on his door by a man wearing brown. No, but I did. No one ordered the Milestone Compendium. The two that 7 I ordered, I got 2 more. One was for Dr. Tia-san, one was for no one. So no one got it finally because I was away from the shop because I was working my ass off at work and wasn't here to mail it off. So got that mailed. He finally got it, and Dr. Tia-san's is riding in my car with me. It's riding shotgun, so it's actually on my right, but you can say on your left. So his is still ride with me till I send it off to him. Shout out to Kate Austin. You know who you are. Appreciate you. And Jeff R. Appreciate you, sir.
Jeff R. Oh, they coming through. All right, y'all. Come through. Come on through.
Appreciate you.
Come on through. If you love me, you love Artisan, okay?
Wow, that's a big statement. I don't give out half the knowledge, I don't think. Yes, sir.
The Cash App do credit cards too? I know they do debit.
Yeah. I think so.
Yeah, I figure out how to switch my shit.
Oh,
Well,
switch your shit in the bathroom.
Geeks are here. We go.
well, Artisan, when it comes to
I told y'all before, I can't not mess with Joe. This is the thing with Joe Herb. This is how long I've known Joe Herb. Joe Herb, that story I told you guys about passing out in front of here, that was when Joe Herb was working here. Joe Herb worked here before I did. He stood behind this counter before I ever did. So when I was a customer, Joe Herb was working here. Right? So that's how far I go back with Herb. Yeah, look, he's like fucking high school. Herb is younger than me. His birthday is the same day as my son. So I have a friendship with Herb. I got Herb. I'm going to tell him anyway. I'm not going to tell him all of it. I gave Herb his first strip party. Me,
Candygram,
and my boy Ron, hallowed be his name in this shop forever. We got money together. I knew some strippers. We got a stripper, and we had a party with the fellas, and a couple of strippers came over for her and Kareem because they were some good dudes, good Catholic boys. And I'm like, that's a sin. Y'all need to see some women. You don't get the first trip, you're fucked up. No, dude, don't get victimized. Let's it went a different way, but fuck it. But it was a good party. I knew a couple of strippers. I went to a strip club and shot pool all the time. She couldn't offer me anything, but shit, these niggas ain't seen no naked chicks live. Fuck it.
Come on, yeah.
Do what you do. It's a service for brothers. I'm trying to help them out. I'm trying to, help their rounding of the world so they don't get victimized by some chick later. They're trying to be decent and shit. Like, look, they ain't decent. So let's stop that right there. Cut you off at the pass where you make a tragic error. But yeah, Herb has been here that long. That's how long I've known Herb. That's why he's like family to me. So when I see him, I gotta mess with him. I gotta mess with him a little bit just because I like him. He's cool with me.
Big brother right there.
There you go. Yeah, that's why I always kick him in his ass about doing his book and stuff.
Yeah.
Adam Page is coming.
Oh, they coming. They coming along. I've got the script for the Blue Marble version. The 3rd issue. The script is now finished. So now I'm working on the artwork.
That's issue 3. He done with issue 3. That's good.
Okay. Yeah.
That's gonna be the final one because I want to do some other stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm fine with that. As long as there's progress.
Yeah, that one's gonna be a long one too because I have to fit in everybody: Blue Marble, Thanos, the Guardians of the Galaxy, the Shi'ar, some X-Men. Yeah, there's a lot of people in that one.
Now, see, you should be on camera when you're saying this because this is somebody who don't work for Marvel actually putting in all this work on a title and give some shine to characters that they're not using at all. All they keep finding the time to do is depower them.
Yeah, and they either make the Blue Marble less intelligent or less powerful. That really pisses me off.
You got to give it to a woman.
Because yeah, it's especially like when it comes to characters like Captain Marvel, you see him empowering her so that she can go binary instead of doing it himself. That kind of pisses me. Like,
so he's the supercharger for Captain Marvel.
Yeah, that was the first time I saw them together. She said, "Power me up, and I can go binary and take care of it." I'm thinking, why doesn't he just take care of it himself?
Oh, hello. How are you? Thank you. That sounds like bullshit.
that was in the Ultimates.
He powered her up once, but he knew what he was doing. But yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, and that's like,
fuck you for that. To answer Roaring Sun's questions, we do have a small digital presence. The shop does have a small digital presence. If you go on Facebook, you'll see stand-up comics on Facebook. You'll probably see some pictures of my fucking face up there too, right? We also have Instagram, which is Stand Up Comics 21. I don't update it a lot because I'm usually working. I need to hire like a young fucking kid to sit on Instagram and do that kind of shit because I'm usually working with my hands. I'm a technical guy, so I'm not usually have time to post on Instagram. Even my personal page don't get enough posts on it. But there is a presence. It's just small. It's just small. It will change in the future because I want to take the shop to get more caught up with modern day.
Yeah.
So we can have a larger digital presence. So maybe at some point we don't actually need the brick and mortar and you still get comics.
Yeah.
You still read comics because in my raging against the dying of a light, what I was thinking about on Sunday was, look, this little 17-year-old whippersnapper that walked in here is selling comics out of his house and he's 17 or something years old. And I'm like,
you said stand-up comics?
Stand-up comics, stand-up comics. It's like, if he could do that, well, what the hell can I? Just have him drop off the comics at my fucking house and, I don't know, drive them to you, some shit. I don't know.
Yeah.
But, there's an official storefront. The picture that BGS has on his the thumbnail is the shop. That is the shop. That's
but you know what got me with that?
So if you look for stand-up.
Yeah. I wanted to ask Joe Herb a question since he's been there so long. What does he want to see out of the shop? What's his vision for the shop?
That's a good question. You got to come around here for that one.
You know, what if you had a Thanos snap? What would you want out of the shop?
Me personally?
Yeah.
What would I want out of the shop? Well, more variety in terms of the comic books that are being, sold.
Okay.
Because there are a lot of Black content creators out there, and some of them are really, really willing to sell their stuff in stores.
Okay.
I was talking to, not talking to him. He was doing a live stream. I can't remember his name, but he does this book called Black Sands, where it talks about the gods of ancient Egypt. It's a great story.
I've seen it. Yeah.
Yeah, and normally he doesn't like working with comic book stores, but he said, he said, when I asked him about it, he said, talk to my distributor. You can work something out.
Okay.
So
who's his distributor?
Yeah, that I did not get. I should have gotten it, but he was on a live stream with somebody else. So.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah.
But yeah, I'd like to see more variety in terms of comic books, some more manga, because manga is selling like crazy. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's
okay. So what kind of spin can we put on manga, because it's all over the place? What kind of spin will make this shop and manga different, in your opinion? I know it's a hard question. It's a fastball question, but what's your gut feel?
In order to get people to see this place as manga.
Yeah. It's something special, something out of ordinary. What would you suggest?
Well, since you have a website, I would start putting manga pictures. Certain books that sell well up on the website first and foremost. Like One Punch Man sells well. Boruto is starting to pick up speed. I mean, a lot of the old guard who like Naruto are not that much into Boruto, but it's still selling well enough for the new kids to get into it. let's see here. From what I've been hearing, people have been wanting a manga called Bleach to come back. That's extremely popular. The anime is coming back, and I hear that the writer Type Kubo is doing another series.
Okay.
So I will try to get on the ground.
Don't forget My Hero.
Oh yeah, My Hero Academia. Oh yes, thank you. I can't believe I forgot about that one, because that's basically how Marvel and DC used to be before they decided to freak the fuck out and go woke.
Don't feel bad. Charles forgot who Jon Stewart was.
I didn't forget who Jon Stewart was.
You know I ain't gonna let you lay that down. He's a soldier. He's even a soldier. Come on, man.
Well, technically he's a Marine, but
yes, he's a Marine. I didn't want you to be offended when I said Marine.
But Artisan, this is also a brother who thinks Superman is better than Batman, so you know that's sacrilege too.
Oh shit! Here we go.
That's a landmine you don't walk around with, Charles. Dude.
That's why he's better. Yeah, go ahead and handle Apocalypse Invasion by yourself, Batman. You good? I'm taking.
See, I stay away from that one. That's if you want a good argument with Charles about Superman and Batman, you got to have a Angry Man and Charles talk about.
Oh my God!
Oh, that's a knockdown throw right there.
I will sit and watch that like two old men argue.
That's gonna be one of the 8-hour streams from back in the day. Bro.
That's like an Ali Frazier fight, man.
Ali Frazier,
down goes Frazier. Down goes Frazier.
Every time you see Batman and the Superman appear, Superman always tells him, "Ain't nobody came to see you, Otis." And stop bringing them kids to your cave, okay?
You know what Batman says?
Hey, some of the kids found his cave.
Oh yeah, you gotta love it, Robin, the boy decoy.
The boy decoy, yeah. Well, that's what that yellow costume is for.
Yeah,
it's a good thing he's fast and can jump around. Dodge the bullets.
I'm gonna tell Doughboy to start up, and I'm gonna hand you guys off as soon as he starts.
Okay.
Up. He's got the link up, but I'm gonna wait for him to start before I start handing people off.
Okay. Where is his link?
I'll put it in a second.
Mm-hmm.
So this is just like a relay race.
It is, man. We're trying to do this because we're trying to, not put too much pressure on one. On one content creator, but thing is try to get different people and different subs in to actually support this. If we have to do it again, we have to do it again. But thing is, this is the first thing we thought of.
Yeah, and I appreciate you guys for thinking it up, because I was personally out of ideas, and I was just like I told you yesterday why I wasn't answering my fucking phone. I was fucking depressed.
Yeah, I know you were.
Was legit depressed, and I wasn't, just getting myself mentally what I was going to have to do and what I was going to have to deal with. And it was just really bothering me. So, but I actually took the call and we started conversating and actually got some ideas going, because I was kind of spent.
Yeah, you were out. Yeah, man, it's devastating, man. It's like a death. So
yeah. That's
art of brioche.
The art of brioche.
The brioche bandit.
Yeah, curse you, Doughboy, brioche. It's like crack, the bane of my existence.
Bane of my existence. He keeps calling me, man. He keeps calling me.
Can't even eat a hot dog unless it's on a brioche roll. Come on, man.
Yeah. There's two things I should probably tell him that on his stream. There's two things I can thank Art of Ibmore for and curse him at the same time. Being right about Applejack and being right about that goddamn brioche bread. And I can't have another loaf of bread now. We fucked it up. We just totally fucked it up. Everything tastes like shit now.
A broken clock can be right, twice a day.
Twice a day. Okay, he was right twice.
But Superman,
and he ain't gonna let me forget. Robo Vampire. Robo Vampire was fun. It was a shit movie. Bad fucking movie. It's a bad movie, but it's so bad it's fucking hilarious. That's the saving grace. They had more fun trashing that shit than I did watching it.
That is horrible.
I was like, what is he on?
Robo Vampire, that's horrible.
When that fool told me about, I started looking at it, I said, what the hell?
But it made me laugh.
Tired movie he tried to show us. I'm like, oh gosh.
But it did make me laugh. So
I mean, low budget wasn't the word, man. It's like
their budget?
It's like a fan film. Okay, y'all just get together and decide we're gonna make a movie.
Yeah, it was a drama student production.
It was.
Hey, BGS.
These are the costumes we got, and his mom stitched the hats. And a homeboy that works at a cardboard store got some tinfoil, and they made the robot uniform.
Hey, BGS, don't talk about Superman 3 like that. Oops.
Wow.
Let's talk about that and things like that.
No, I'm pointing out Superman 3 because some of the effects in there were so bad. I'm like, my gosh,
yeah, everybody knew it was bad.
Better effects when I went to video one.
No, Superman 4, the Quest for Peace.
Quest for Peace was bad too.
Ooh.
Superman 3 was Richard Pryor.
Oh yeah,
it was pretty bad.
That was when he turned bad, right?
Yeah, had a pink cake split off.
Yeah, but they should have never put that movie in HD. That's for sure. I was like,
well,
I don't know.
Nothing was worse than Supergirl, man.
Yeah, Superman 3 was the one where he excised part of himself. He split himself into Superman and Clark Kent, and then they had a fight.
Yeah,
but I thought it was funny because Superman was fucking drunk, sitting there flicking peanuts through their fucking glass, and she was like, "Damn, Superman, well, yeah,
Superman went and fucked Robert Vaughn's girl too."
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, Superman 4 never happened. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Superman Returns never happened too.
Look, never forget.
Superman Returns happened, but Superman 4 never happened.
Never forget, so they don't do it again. If you forget, then they'll give you another one. That's what remakes are.
That's why they gave you. That's why we can all talk about Man of Steel.
Yeah, that's true.
Superman returns to prison because he a stalker and
that's what I was about to say.
Oh yeah,
stalker.
Yeah, he's a pedophile stalker looking in little kids' windows and shit.
It was like Superman
getting prison shanked by Lex Luthor and the boys like they was gonna rape him in the shower. Like, what the fuck is going on?
Well, Kevin Spacey is
oh man, oh god, oh my god, Herb just thought of another level to that. How messed up that is. That if you go back to Superman Returns and Brian Ralph is getting beat up by Lex Luthor and the prison dude, and gets shanked, that it could have been a prison rape scene, but then you have wasn't Kevin Spacey there, which was doing something to little boys.
Oh yeah, oh Lord.
Wow, little too close to the bone because Bryan Singer had his accusations too. Like,
oh shit, really?
Yes, Bryan Singer did that movie with Kevin Spacey, and they both have accusations of doing the same shit. So that's probably why you got that scene of Brandon Routh. God dang, that's dark, dude.
Wow.
Accusations, shame, shit, and shank should not be in the same sentence.
Woo! Okay, that was a bit much. Ouch. Thanks, Herb.
I still think the funniest part of that movie is when when his boy threw that piano at the dude. I was like, well, we know who the daddy is now.
Yeah, right. That ain't his son. Hell, it ain't. It's Cyclops' son.
That was the best part of the movie. Like, well, we know who the daddy is now. So
yeah, no shit. What's going on, man? How are you?
Oh God.
If you need help, just let me know.
And by the way, keep posting Art's link in the chat for his Cash App and his Venmo.
Okay. Thank you.
Hey, Artisan, man, I'm gonna come down. I'm gonna drive down to the store and support, man. I don't want my shit ordered. I gotta go down there and support. Cause for real, man, like that's crazy. You're one of the only comic book shops open in Sacramento. And you don't get no support out here with the big Marvel market that's out here in the movie market. It's crazy.
Thank you.
All right.
That was, well, was here for the reach of YouTube. Brother just walked in and handed me a handful of cash. Said he's
Okay.
been coming here since he was a kid and
Okay.
wanted to support the store because he
Okay.
was
Yeah.
Nice.
unbelievable.
It's our store, man. It's not your store. It's our store. And people
Well, it's
people
your
want
store now,
it.
y'all.
No, it was our store from the beginning. We were just negligent, man. That's all. Hopefully we got to correct our error, though.
I'm almost at a loss for words. I really am. It's like,
you can cry after you drop off the check.
I ain't crying now. I'm like, ain't nothing wrong with that. You just don't do what people
You can cry in the car.
Yeah, you can cry in the car. You go take your ass back to the bathroom like all grown men and cry in there.
Yeah.
Not when you're sitting on the toilet.
Shit.
Why are you crying so hard, man? I'm constipated.
That brother just gave me
You ain't
$200.
shit, Malika.
That brother just gave me-
I never said, and I never claimed to be. Just don't think about Kevin Spacey when you're taking that shit in there.
Oh, Lord.
Damn, that was low.
That brother just dropped off $200. Just
Everybody knew about Kevin Spacey. You could see it in him, man, since
wow.
from the very beginning.
That's what he was saying to his
Wow,
victims.
that's just
I
fucking
can see it
amazing.
in
I
you.
couldn't. That got me fucked up, y'all. That really got me fucked up. He just dropped two birds off on me and just walked out. Like, who was that masked man? Like, what the? Really? Like,
People love you, man.
apparently, I didn't know that shit.
Yeah,
Most people don't know how much people care about them until
So
it doesn't happen.
we're sending out the bat signal, man. So
Yeah, he said he'd been coming here for years. He didn't want to interrupt the stream, but he just wanted to support. That was it, and he was out. So they'll come back another time. I said, please do. That's why I had to ask him his name and shake his hand. Like, who are you? It's easy. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Like I said, almost at a loss for words. Curse my big head and articulation. Wow, that's.
hey, man, you gotta.
Thank you.
Okay. And Doughboy said you got to do a restart. So you guys got me for a little while longer. Okay.
That's okay.
Got my ugly ass for a little while longer. Okay.
Your ass can be ugly all day. We'll deal with
That's
your
what
face.
Toronto Buckner's last boyfriend. BGS.
Yes, sir.
That's what Toronto Buckner said to her last boyfriend.
That's what said. Hey, you bought it. You know what you were buying when you got it, right? It's in the window.
Did you see she made her TV debut?
Oh, did she?
Yeah, she was the Hippo goddess on Moon Knight.
You talking about the Hippo goddess?
Yeah, damn. She was
White
Hippo
British
goddess
chick.
was cute.
No, I was saying to BGS. I said, remember I was messing with you. I said Toronto Buckner made her appearance on Moon Knight as the Hippo goddess.
And down in the Hippo goddess.
That's what somebody put in the chat and said, how dare you insult the Hippo goddess?
We don't figure out how to use a credit card for the cash out, but I can use another card. So.
I got a question to ask you, BGS.
Go ahead.
How do you think the portrayal of Black male heroes has, not just in comics, but just in all forms of media, how do you think, has it progressed since like when you were a young man?
Oh yeah. Nothing even close. I think Wesley Snipes actually made the template because Black superheroes were there, but they weren't as cool. They weren't badass, right?
Yeah, you should see the old things that Cyber. Good Lord.
Yeah.
$100.
I mean,
Thank you, Herb. Appreciate that.
You do.
I wanted. Let me answer this question of Rainfire Designs.
Go ahead.
It says the comic book stores here have to do a combo of card tournaments or record sales to make ends meet. Rainfire Design, that is exactly why we don't just sell comics. We sell comics. We sell some manga. We sell video games. We sell old vintage video games. Excuse me. We do card tournaments when we can get the product in to start doing card tournaments again. We do all of that stuff. It's pretty much can be a one-stop shop. Only thing that we're not carrying a lot of right now is D&D stuff. No Warhammer shit because it's too expensive. The markup on that stuff is like ridiculous. Or I should say the margin on that stuff is ridiculous. But we try to do everything. And that's why. Because the store has to actually pick up other things to actually keep itself going in that sense. So I got a full case of PS4 games right here.
Okay.
Right next to me. I got a case full of vintage games from Nintendo all the way down to regular Nintendo, original Nintendo, NES, all the way up to PS4 games. Because we did a lot of vintage game sales. We do a lot of vintage console sales before we initially were going out of business. We sold a lot of those systems off because we had all the way from the NES up to GameCube and bought those games from people to sell, especially when what was it? GameStop went out of business over here. All those customers came here. So they were buying their PlayStation 2, their original Xbox games, all that stuff from us because we have all that stuff outside of manga that we get from people who donate it to us because we got Barnes and Nobles up the street. That's why we don't sell a shitload of manga. We got Barnes and Nobles less than a block away killing it with manga. You can bury us any day of the week selling manga. But other than that, we sell everything else. Apparel,
That's what I was asking. If we got, because you said that about manga and Barnes and Nobles. I'm saying, how can we make it different or put a twist on it where they would come in and get it from you rather than Barnes and Noble?
Yeah, the difference would be the atmosphere, because if you've been into a Barnes and Nobles lately, they've turned into more of a toy store than a bookstore.
Okay.
That's just what it is. Because even them are having to change their business model to stay afloat. Because if they wouldn't have started selling toys and tabletop gaming stuff and manga that heavy, they would have went out of business too. They would have. That's them trying to stay afloat. So what I see the difference between Barnes and Nobles and us is Barnes and Nobles is a rotating cast of characters. It's us. Whoever's in here is usually who's in here you'll be dealing with today or dealing with a month from now. That's why it's important that customer engagement always be to that level and be personable and be friendly, because you're going to be seeing them a lot. Nobody wants to come someplace when people treat them like an asshole every time they walk in the door, like, oh, whatever, I don't need your business, fuck you. Nobody wants to go there to that. I don't buy food from people like that, let alone anything else. And I don't spend no serious money with them. Why? Treat me like shit. Fuck you. You know. So yeah.
Yeah. Our Doughboy says he's ready. So I'm gonna say one more time. Hit the Cash App. Donate. You know, let's save the shop. There's plenty of money here, even with the people watching it, that to save the shop and keep it rolling to live another day. Right? We'll figure it out after we get past this crisis.
We got for each other sometimes.
I appreciate that. Yeah. I forget sometimes. A lot of times I think I'm out here in the wilderness by myself, just swinging my lightsaber. So
yeah. So we're gonna take closing thoughts and hand it off to Doughboy. But please, hit the Cash App, hit the Venmo, go to the Patreon. You know, this is our shop, man. We can't let our shop and let our boy fall like this, man. We got to catch him. He caught the shop. He catches us. We got to catch him too. So if you love me, you love him. Donate to him, right? You would do the same for me. Donate to him. So closing thoughts. We're actually gonna hand off the baton to Doughboy and Mr. Brios himself.
Let me answer King Yoshi's question.
Go ahead.
King Yoshi, we do sell hentai. That's one of the jokes I make when I talk to some females when they ask me what I do. And I tell them I sell porn. I do sell hentai. Right here in the lower corner.
It's in the back.
That lower corner, that's hentai.
That's hentai. Ooh.
Used to sit out on the shelf, but some mother came in and complained that hentai was sitting on the shelf where kids can see it. So we put it behind the counter. But we do sell that. You just have to ask for it. You know how people are. That's like, asking mama for a condom. Like, what do you want a condom for?
I can see a little kid. I can see a guy come up. Psst, 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 psst. You so hentai?
Yeah, we used to have one. Here's the funnier part of that, BGS. About 4 blocks down, we have a porn store, which is called Secrets out here in California. I don't know if y'all have those everywhere, right? Okay. And it's just a porn shop. It's an adult store, right? Videos, all the rest of it. Turns out, because my homeboy Noel used to work down there, we share some of the same customers. So the same weird dude that would come in here, look at the hentai for about 10 minutes, would go down to the porn shop and get himself a video room. I'm like, ugh, so he warming up down here.
Really? Oh, dear.
Wow, that's kind of different.
Yeah.
He said, did he buy anything? No, he just come through and look at the books for a hot minute, and then he walk his ass off. He said, yeah, he comes in here. Comes in here. I'm like, wow. So we the pregame, huh?
You the warm up, huh?
Until we put the stuff behind the counter. Once we put it behind the counter, then he stopped coming in like. Couldn't get his fix.
Takes all kinds, man.
It does. Look, like I said, that's why I say I don't judge. Look, your proclivity is your proclivity. I don't give a shit. Whatever you like, you like. But like, oh, that's different. I never knew that. But yeah, we shared a lot of the same customers. So yes, we do sell that stuff, King Yoshi. We don't just outright buy it. Usually it's ordered, but if it's something specific, but I tell you, funniest one I saw was peanut butter. Peanut butter has some different shit going on. In
I don't even want to know.
I don't
even want to know.
Peanut butter.
I don't even want to know.
Shit, fuck you mean BGS?
Larry, you ain't shit.
I have used peanut butter, but I don't even want to know.
Why is that? You know you was on that video watching that browser.
I have used peanut butter, but I don't even want to know.
I don't want to know.
I don't want to know. Well. But anyway, closing thoughts, folks, because our Doughboy.
Iron sharpens iron, man, and this is a situation where the iron has to really be sharpened. I love you, big brother, and like I said before, on your left, Artisan. I see you over there on Doughboy's channel, man.
Mm-hmm. Please appreciate that.
Peace.
Tell Doughboy to send me the link so I can come over there.
Okay.
Okay. Email me the link.
Yeah.
Peace, good brothers. Peace, BGS.
Hey, Malika, as always, man, you ain't shit. But
thank you, big brother.
Yeah. Keep it grinding, keep it pushing, keep it moving, keep our man Sharp alive. This is our shot.
This is our shot. Yeah.
I'm out.
Appreciate that, AB. She got truth. I ain't calling you Pookie.
But nothing, man. Yeah, man. Keep the shop alive. People need to support more Black businesses and stuff like that in the field. If y'all say y'all want, y'all be talking about.
I got something that you can do, Truth. I got something you can do. You come down here from Sac. You come down here from Sac on the weekend, and I get you a sign like a chicken suit or something.
Oh, you motherfucker!
We're gonna put them on that board, man, and have him go up and down
out there dancing.
Yeah.
Spin the sign.
Yeah.
Couldn't hurt. You got the legs, right?
And he's 6'3", so he'll stand out.
Yeah, he's 6'3". You never know. You might come up on some phone numbers.
He probably will. It's the Bay Area. He probably will.
Yeah, he will. I'm fucking with you, Truth. You know I like you. That's why I gotta fuck with you first.
I can hear.
You got the same thing Joe Herb got, so don't feel bad.
Yeah, I know. It's cool.
If
I didn't like you, I wouldn't even tease with you. So obviously, you know I like you. In a strictly heterosexual way. Too skinny for me.
All right, Doughboy. If you're listening, we're handing it off to you. So I'm sending my boy over to you. Take care of him, man, and you keep the momentum going. Okay.
Yes. Appreciate you, BGS, for this. Counting that brother, we probably about at $1,000 right now.
Oh, we halfway. Okay.
Yeah, it's more than I had when I started. I mean, Yeah, I'm amazed. Thank you, BGS, for doing this. Dr. TSI for doing this. It was not anything I could have thought of doing myself. I wouldn't have thought of doing this. So thank you. I'm really humbled by this effort and this outpouring. So everybody who donated, thank you. This is your shop. You buying a piece of this shop. It's yours. And thank you for supporting my efforts in trying to support this effort. I don't get speechless a lot or at a loss for words a lot, but this is one of those times when it is. So
yeah. Don't wait. Put the link to the StreamYard link into the chat. I don't know why I did that, but anyway.
This motherfucker said the link numbnut. See, this is why he my brother. See, I messed with Truth. He took it. This motherfucker come in my inbox and talk shit to me. Call me numbnuts. East Coast boys. Well,
yeah, I know, man. Yeah, country boy. Yeah.
Yeah, country boy. Thank you, Arthur Brioche in your bed. Why you like them warm loaves? Keep cutting a hole in it.
Got only the best, baby. Only the best.
Only the best. Right. Butter on the inside, not the, outside, not the inside. But all right, BGS, I'm gonna head over. Thank you, sir. Again, much appreciated. Much respect to you. You know, one of my I couldn't have thought of doing this, so I appreciate the support. I really do.
Gotta rally the troops, man.
I see. I am learning. I'm learning. So, thank you.
All right, sir. Have the good third leg, man, and knock it out the park. And I'm try to bring people over if I can.
Let me say, dress up Pookie like a kabuya.
Who said that?
Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking.
Y'all ain't shit. Y'all ain't shit. I can't fuck with y'all. Okay. So where is the website so I can buy a few comics?
Yes, I should give out that information before we go. So if you would like to donate, $artisanmc on Cash App, put for the shop, so I know that's for the shop. Venmo, Stand Up Comics 21. You'll find it on Venmo there, either Stand Up Comics or Stand Up Comics 21. You'll find it really easy on Venmo. PayPal is Artisan MC as well. If you'd like to donate, just put for the shop in that. If you would like to communicate with me, send orders or anything like that, standupcomics21@gmail.com. And there is a Patreon with 3-4 tiers. You can go on Patreon, and the Patreon is Artisan MC. Really pretty easy. And if you want to wait for an Instagram post, Stand Up Comics 21 at Instagram. So you can actually connect and network and do stuff. And if you know Black comic book creators who want to actually put their stuff in the store, standupcomics21@gmail.com. Tell them to send me an email because I would really love to have their stuff in a place where people can get to it.
And if comic creators or even drawers are making comics, even if it's not finished yet, contact artists so we actually interview you. We actually want to know the artists out there. Okay. Oh, Dr. Thunder in the house. What's up, Dr. Thunder?
Thunder! What's up, Doc? PhD with Thunder in the
So anyway, we're gonna hand the next leg is over at our Art of Idmore and Rage. We put the link in the chat. Join them over there. There's people already over there. They're actually talking shit over there right now. So
good.
And
don't feel out of place then.
Somebody says, "Where is Stand Up Comics?"
Stand Up Comics. I did forget that, didn't I? Stand Up Comics is at 120 San Pablo Avenue in El Cerrito, California. We are open Tuesday through Sunday, 1 to 5, 1 to 8, late days.
Yeah. You can put it in Google. It'll come up if you put
yes.
Stand Up
if you look it up in Google, Yeah, if you put it in Google, you can look up stand-up comics, or you can look up Antonio's stand-up comics. Is paid to get that shit changed. So it's there in Google. You can find it in Google.
Yeah, give you turn-by-turn directions.
Well, you can find it, and you can come in like this other brother who just came in and just walk up on me. I'm very personable as long as you're not being weird. Yeah, wash your hands. Yeah, wash your hands. Wash your hands. It's okay. I don't put my hands in my mouth. No, you crayons or paste. But yes, thank you again, BGS. I'm gonna go ahead and head over to Doughboys.
Okay.
And get this done. But thank you again, sir. I really do appreciate it.
And we're only halfway there, sir. The fight ain't finished. Okay. Thanos is still alive, so we gotta
It is. We do what we can.
All right, sir.
Peace.
All right, with that, we out.